That's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.,
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes,
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Mia O'Brien,
My nose just decided to start bleeding.
and Leon Searcy.
Now, you're just talking tomfoolery.
Yeah. We love Fridays. There's no doubt about it. Being out and about is also good. Welcome to XL Primetime on the road, Players Grill Mandarin, right here in the heart of all of our Mandarin Nooners that listen every single day. San Jose Boulevard, real easy to find. In fact, it's the home of the fifth quarter, and there's all sorts of things going on here that you can enjoy when it comes to your football happiness, and that's really what it's all about. You got a championship game tonight in the Pac-12. You've got an entire day of championship football tomorrow in college football. We're going to go through them all, and then we're going to get ready for the NFL slate, and then your Jaguars on Monday Night Football. But we got to start, ladies and gentlemen, with what happened last night. The Dallas Cowboys, what kind of statement are they making? How good are they? They ended up in a scoring fest, Leon, last night against the Seattle Seahawks. So let's start there because we're going to talk all things football today. That was a hell of a game last night.
It was. It was the most impressive Thursday night football game I've seen all year.
I think Al Michaels agrees with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Al actually stayed awake.
He did, absolutely. No nodding from Al. But, yeah, it was a good game. I mean, the Cowboys do what you're supposed to do at home. You're supposed to win at home. The Cowboys they win football games at home. And I thought going into this game they were going to blow it out because I've seen the Seattle Seahawks over the last couple of weeks, especially offensively, they struggle. They struggle, but they play some pretty good teams where they struggle. So I just thought Cowboys pretty good team. I figured they struggle. Cowboys, who hadn't had a win over a team with a winning record all season long, finally got one. Yeah. But it was a shootout. It was an absolute shootout, man. I loved every minute of it. No defense anywhere. And this stellar Dallas Cowboys defense gave up 406 yards of total offense and 5 touchdowns, only had 1 sack. You know, and if it wasn't for a couple – and listen, as much as the Seattle Seahawks displayed all this firepower, the game still came down to converting on 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts.
Yeah.
And at this particular time of the season during the playoffs, you've got to keep moving the chains. And right now – Seattle Seahawks, that's the reason why they lost the game.
Well, Mike McCarthy's being second-guessed again for maybe a questionable decision when that third, what was it, 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3? Anyway, it was a shorter down in distance, and they go for the kill shot in the corner of the end zone, and it was not the best of throws. They might have been able to throw a flag, but please, Jesus, I did not want to see another flag last night. It was unbelievable.
That second half, and it stunk because, like Leon said, it actually was probably the best Thursday night football game we've had all season.
It was great.
But it just dragged it out, and you couple that with two teams that like to pass the ball first before they run the ball, or maybe, in the Seahawks case, it's just because their running backs are so banged up. But this game was, there was no doubt in my mind it was going past 11:30 p.m., coupled with the penalties, the nature of both these offenses, and there we were at 11:20. The game was still in the balance. I'm, fading fast, but I'm stay awake. This is actually the best game of the year, or at least on Thursday Night Football it is. My question for you, Leon, is this is a Seahawks team that went 7 quarters without scoring an offensive touchdown. Mm-hmm. I'm not asking you to go back and watch the film from the previous 2 games, but what looked different for you for that Seahawks team that clearly something clicked, and perhaps maybe it's something that the Jaguars may or may not be tapping into or could tap into?
Well, the protection of Geno. Geno had time to throw the ball, especially downfield. I mean, a couple of games that I watched with Seattle, they broke down offensively. They gave up a lot of pressures. And Geno was most of the time throwing off his back foot or didn't have time to throw the ball. But this vaunted Dallas Cowboy defense at home, I think that they max protects a lot of the stuff, especially against Micah Parsons. Yeah. Wherever he was, except for the last play of the game, they max protects him and make sure they got a clip on him some particular way. But it shows you that in man coverage against bona fide receivers, the Cowboys are going to struggle because Bland, as outstanding as he was all month long, Defensive Player of the Month, he got torched against Metcalf on a couple of occasions for 3 touchdowns.
In the entire first half, he got torched. You're saying, a total of 3 scores from DK, which was just unbelievable. Now, Bland had an unbelievable pick as well when things were starting to swing back in Seattle's favor.
But it was underthrown.
Well, yes, but he played it beautifully.
Okay, all right.
Okay, that's where I would go with that. He played it beautifully because he, like you said, he needed to be aggressive to make up for all the other mistakes that he had made.
Yeah.
But he did. He read it beautifully. His eyes were turned back to the quarterback, when he broke on that football and made the play. But listen to this, Matt. Both teams surrendered more than 100 yards in penalties, okay? A total of 19 accepted penalties, 10 against Seattle, 9 against Dallas. Seahawks penalties, 130 yards, 127 yards of penalties for the Cowboys. It was an ugly, stinking, referee-filled game.
It was, but it was fun.
It was great, man. I just mean from that, from that yellow laundry
no, I agree
on
with
the
that.
field.
I agree with that.
point.
But it was fun to watch. I woke up this morning and I heard Mike Tannenbaum get up say that in 4 months Dak Prescott will be the highest-paid player in the league, and then I'm thinking, why? For what?
He's
For
been
what?
it before. Because
For what? That's my point, I
represents-
guess.
He represents the best thing that they've got at the most. Best thing that they've got at the most important.
At the most important position.
Yeah,
because
at the most important position.
I was going to say, similar to Tua Tagovailoa, with all due respect to him down in Miami, what is he without Tyreek Hill? What is Dak Prescott without CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, but let's think about this now. Okay, both Dak and CD are having rejuvenated.
Right, but
years.
I guess
both of them.
I guess the point is, we're like projecting that they're going to go far in the playoffs. Who says they don't go one and out? Is he going to be the highest paid player in the NFL if they go one out again?
Okay, but let's think about this. So this is what happens with every NFL team, Leon, is that either you have one or you don't. And if you have one that you think can get you there, you can't say goodbye to him. You can't quit paying
So we're
him.
just randomly paying guys the most in the NFL.
What has Dak Prescott done, dude? He's taken them to the playoffs. He's gotten them in the postseason.
How many playoff games has he won?
Yeah, but he had one really crappy year last year. But again, me and everybody, I always say this: it ain't just the quarterback, Leon, that wins football games.
Well,
in
listen,
the postseason.
they pay these quarterbacks like bridesmaids, where they never become brides.
Yeah.
All right. He gets. Listen, over this last 5-game stretch, I think Dak Prescott has 17 touchdowns and 1 interception, something crazy like that.
He is throwing. Let me see if I can give you this.
Because I know over the last 4 games he was 13-1.
Yeah.
Or something like that. How many touchdowns?
He threw 3 last night.
He threw 3, so it's 16-1 over this last 5-game stretch. It's got to be one of the front runners for the MVP. But like I always say, legends are made in the postseason. Absolutely. I know Matt's over there. He's disgusted by the fact he's going to
Judge Don Dubs, another Matt Hayes line.
Yeah, but where? Matt, what's the alternative? What's the alternative to Dak Prescott and Dallas Cowboys?
Trey
well,
Lance.
you can pay him, but you don't have to pay him to be the highest paid player in the league. You are putting a stamp on him that he's the best player in the league.
Yeah, but
he's the highest paid player in the league.
It's a cycle. It has to happen.
If you're his agent, you're going to pay him under the highest paid in the league.
Yeah.
Right, but if I'm the franchise, I say you've won 1 playoff game.
Let me tell you something. He was the first guy to.
Yeah, he's on 1.
1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so if I'm the franchise, I say this sport is all about playoff wins.
Okay, well,
coaches with playoff wins, quarterbacks with playoff wins.
All
You
right,
have
let-
one.
And then if I'm Dak and his agent, I say, well, I'll sit until you figure
Then
out.
sit.
Yeah.
They'll play Cooper
Yeah.
Rush.
I mean, give me a break.
Oh, you stop
Give
it.
me a
Trey
break.
Lance.
Could you stop it right now?
Yeah. Listen,
Cooper Rush and Trey
Bro,
Lance.
I mean, at some point you got to somebody's got to take a stand.
I agree. I understand. They playing these quarterbacks. I told you.
The ones that are taking a stand, the ones that have bad quarterbacks. Okay, they're saying we ain't paying you. Okay, but it's ridiculous to think that if you have somebody that is close to getting you there, that you're not going to pay him. Yeah. So let's do this question. Let's advance this. When Trevor Lawrence, let's just say they do not win a playoff game this year, he's going to go into the offseason and is going to become one of the highest paid guys in the National Football League with what? One playoff win. That's it.
What's the difference, Matt?
By the way, Dak can still he can still be franchised, right? He's got 1 more year and he can be franchised.
I think contractually he has in there where he can't get the franchise tag.
I don't think you can do that.
Yes, you can.
In the NFL, you can do that?
You can write it in your contract, yes.
But you can't get franchised?
Yes.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter
Okay.
did.
All
So
right.
he's already gone through 1 round of big money. And remember this now. He was the first guy who uttered, or his agent uttered it for him, I'm going to be a $40 million man a year.
Coming off an
player.
injury.
Yeah, and he got it.
Yeah,
okay, he got it. Now then last year, he played well enough to get in the postseason, and he played bad enough to get them out of the postseason. Okay, so look, I'm not
really bad enough.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Dak is all of that. I'm just simply saying there are only with all this discussion we have about quarterbacks, there aren't enough good ones out there. and he's having one of the, quote, MVP conversation type of seasons. Just watch him.
Well, Matt, just think about this right now. We don't know this. I'm pretty sure this is going on behind the corridors of Jacksonville, Duval. Trevor Lawrence's agent is talking to the Jaguars right now as we speak.
Right.
More than likely.
Right.
And right now, while as we speak, his agent is trying to get him paid as one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL right now today.
Right.
Right? Trevor has one playoff win.
Right.
I'm just saying, what's the difference between him and Dak?
None.
But you said Dak shouldn't get paid.
I don't think Trevor should get paid the highest paid player in the league either.
It's just a cycle.
I don't want
It's
you
a
as my
cycle.
agent. How about that?
No, first off, you know me. I am totally pro player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get as much money as you can
I
as
don't know
fast
about
as you
that
can.
right now.
No, that's not
Yeah,
true. The problem I have is Deshaun Watson running around with a $230 million contract.
That's what's trouble.
And he's top 25 quarterback, top 20 quarterback right now. So that's kind of my deal right now. If I'm going to pay someone to be the number one paid player in the league,
Deshaun Watson
don't you have to have more than one playoff win?
He's a trailblazer, man. No one else is going to get
And
that
let's
contract.
not forget, last night and all the other games that we've talked about, yes, Dak is responsible for some, especially what happened last year, but he did not give up 38 points last night.
No.
He had to score 41 to beat him. Okay,
Sure.
or 35 points.
35,
Yeah, he had to score 41 to beat him. And so that dude, and again, if you watch the game.
I mean, y'all know they played well with
Deron
Cooper
Bland,
Rush, right?
Deron Bland is just as much to blame for what happened last night as anybody, okay? Cooper Rush, I swear, I would
I'm
love,
not saying play
I
the
would
whole
love it
season.
to be
Listen to me.
a two-team league,
Listen,
and you have Cooper, and I'll take Dak.
I'm not saying play Cooper Rush the whole season. What I'm saying is you at least have some leverage.
They had
All right,
it at one
sit.
point.
I don't care. We'll play Cooper Rush.
Matt, at one point they had it. He was 5-0 or 4-0 to start, and then he got
4-1. 4-1,
I
absolutely
think, yeah.
destroyed
4-0.
after that. Okay, destroyed. He might have been 4-0 for
No, he was 4-1
half.
as a starter.
No, I'm just saying 4-0 for and then a half, and then everything just came apart.
And look, we're not dismissing what
Everybody gets destroyed in an NFL game. Every
I know
quarterback
that.
does.
I know that, but I would rather bet long on Dak Prescott
Right.
than Cooper flipping Rush.
I'm not disagreeing with
Yeah.
you. All I'm saying is he shouldn't be the highest paid player in the league.
Right, which I understand that's the going price, and you have to continue to pay whatever the price of an apple is. And if the price of the apple goes up, you're going to have to keep paying it. That's just the nature of how quarterback contracts are
those
structured.
Honey Crisp are getting expensive.
Right, it's just the nature of if you have a quarterback, even if he is not one of the top 3 guys in the league, you have to pay him because you don't want to risk letting him walk. And then do you confirm with yourself that, yes, we can find another guy that's just as competent? So I get that. But if you're paying him to be the highest paid player in the league, it's just because that's what the going rate is. It's not because he actually is a top 3 quarterback.
It's the
Although, right, and as Leon noted, his stats so far this year have him in the MVP race. However, I believe that is because so many people look at the MVP as a quarterback award as opposed to, again, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, I don't know, a guy by the name of Myles Garrett, even Micah Parsons.
Well,
last night.
those two guys were in the conversation early, and then it is truly it's the Heisman is a quarterback award, and the MVP is generally a quarterback award. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. But Myles Garrett's gotten hurt. The Cleveland Browns have lost their quarterback, and so all of a sudden he goes right to the back of the bus. That's just the way it is. But if you're just going to say, hey, it's a quasi or a de facto quarterback award, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League right now. Mm-hmm. The only one with minus numbers next to his name in betting odds is Jalen Hurts. Has Jalen Hurts been better this year than Dak Prescott?
No, but Jalen Hurts has the clutch game.
Has
Has
Jalen Hurts played in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, he has.
Has Dak Prescott played in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Has Dak Prescott got past round 1 in the playoffs?
I'm specifically talking about MVP this year.
Yeah.
Okay, instead of the whole resume that goes against him. Dak, 20 passing touchdowns over the last 6 games.
Yeah, I thought,
Yeah, there you
crazy.
go. So that's your number. Mm-hmm. And look, all I know is that dude's got to make decisions, and you got one in your building or you don't. True. And that's where we are. I don't even care what he gets paid. I just want to talk about the game. I could care less. That's between him and his agent and Jerry. I did like his line. He goes, I got the pen, I got the paper, and I'm writing the story. So let's see where it goes. The pressure is squarely on him. There's no question about it. Now, we can transfer it to the Trevor conversation. Dak's been in the league a lot longer than Trevor Lawrence has. So just because they both have one playoff win, Trevor's got a hell of a lot longer to prove himself for whatever that next big contract will be.
Yeah.
That'll be coming up, 4 years from now.
Yeah. I told some Cowboy fans last night while I was watching the game, I told them that when they put Jimmy Johnson in the ring, probably lifted the curse.
Yeah.
Jimmy put that curse on that Wojo one.
He might have.
He might have. Went out the door.
And look, Jerry's got to be scratching his head. Goes, and it took him forever to bring
30
Jimmy
years.
in.
Yes, 30
to,
years.
to the Ring of Honor.
30 years.
Oh,
but
my
listen, the Cowboys,
gosh.
as much as they won that game last night, I mean, they were still suspect. I mean, that Seattle, they were still suspect, especially defensively.
And here's the other thing. Yes, they're sitting at, 9-3 now?
9-3, yeah.
Guess who's 10-1? And granted, has a tough task on Sunday.
Right.
But they're still looking up in the division.
Yeah, they are.
Which
They are.
means that the Dallas Cowboys and that great home record are going to have to go on the road in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. And so if you're doing it right now, okay.
I understand you're probably going to go to whoever wins the NFC South.
Right.
Which, yes, we'll put that aside.
Yeah, it'd be a luxury cruise.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you're probably going to have to play the Niners or the Eagles.
Yeah, so let's just do the NFC real quick, all right? First round bye right now, as Mia said, 10-win Philadelphia team. They are, you want to talk about a saucy? If you look at what they have been able to do in back-to-back years as far as where they put themselves in a great position, and they are in rare air, okay? If you talk about this week, Philadelphia has a chance to join one other team in the history of the National Football League as the only two teams ever to win 11 of their first 12 regular season games in consecutive seasons. You know who the other one was?
11.
11. All right, so they can join another team, only two teams ever to win 11 of their first 12 regular season games in consecutive seasons. This is a saucy because I got some other bold facts coming up a little bit later on.
The Steelers in 05-06.
The Dolphins?
There you go. We're going back in time.
Saucy nubs.
Okay. 72-73.
I figured they went undefeated, and then the next year.
And you know what happened in 72?
Right.
They did, and then they got thumped the following year. I believe that was 73. I believe is the one they got thumped 24-3 by Dallas. I'm pretty sure that's the one. Anyway, but that's what Philadelphia is doing right now. So they are rock solid. They've got the first round bye right now. They're the first team that can clinch a playoff spot in the NFL this season. 49ers, they got the tiebreaker over Detroit, so they're second seed. Detroit's third. Right now you got Atlanta, which I do think one of us here picked the Falcons. I know I didn't to win the NFC South. Anyway, the Falcons have the tiebreaker over the Saints. They are fourth. And then you would have, right now, Dallas fifth. Yeah. As hot as they are, they would be going
to Atlanta. Wow.
Okay, think about that. On Sunday, your Jacksonville Jaguars were the number one seed for a little while until Baltimore won later on that night. And Baltimore went back to being the number one seed. But right now you got Baltimore, Kansas City with their tiebreak over Jacksonville and Miami. Jaguars are 3 with their tiebreaker over the Dolphins, and they would be playing the number 6 right now, Cleveland Browns at 7-4.
Well, think about the Jaguars. In their last 6 games, they may be favored in 5 of those 6 of those games.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, the Ravens would be the only one.
And the Ravens have to come here.
And the Ravens have to come
so
here.
It's probably a pick-em.
And the line is probably going to be a pick 'em. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so when you think about that, honestly, there's a lot on the line. All right, so since we're talking about the playoffs and you talk about, teams kind of picking themselves up off the map, what Dak did last week or last year compared to what he's done this year, let's just go ahead and throw. I've got saucies and bolds, so let's just throw a bold fact out right now because I got more than one today, people.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
I look at the taps right here at Players Grill Mandarin, and I see Duke's on tap. They got so many great craft beers. BoldCityBrewery.com. You got Killer Whale. You got the Mad Manatee IPA now. Their brand new Bold City IPA. Of course, Duke's was the original, and it's all right there. The production house on Roselle Street in Riverside, and then Bold City downtown. So Monday night, when you head downtown, before you go into the bank, make sure you stop by Bold City and enjoy one of those great crafts. So 17 of the last 19 years, all right? That's 2004 to last year. A team with a losing record after 11 games has made the playoffs. Think about that. That's crazy, okay? 17 of 19. A team with a losing record after 11 games has made the playoffs, including the last 5 seasons straight. Who was the last one to do that?
The Jags.
The Jags has to be.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to get that out there because this is what happens when you get hot at the right time. So the Jacksonville Jaguars, it's so hard to believe. They are 8-3 right now, 11 games into this season, and they were 4-7 through 11 games last year. 4-7, Leon. And so that's why you better soak this bad boy up, because they very likely will be favored in every single game, including the Ravens coming here. But they were 4-7, obviously went on their roll and made it into the postseason.
Well, just think about this. How many years over the last 3, 4, 5 years at this particular point in the season are we already talking draft?
I know.
That's how bad this team was. We were talking draft and what position and what slot should we move up, move down. Is this game important enough to win because it's going to cost us in April? I mean, it's so much more refreshing to be talking playoffs and what this team could do than that. That was just heart-wrenching.
You better believe it, bro.
Let's play a little fun exercise
Yeah.
before we take our first break. The Jaguars were 4-7 at this juncture on December 1st last year, Josie. All right, let's look at what teams are 4-7, 5-6.
And who can do it?
And who could do it this year. All right, so let's run through.
Yeah.
We'll begin in the NFC. The Los Angeles Rams are 5-6. The Seattle Seahawks are 6-6.
Well, the Rams have the tiebreaker. They beat them twice, right?
Well,
They've already beat them twice.
that's over the Seahawks,
The
yes.
Seahawks,
So in terms of
Yeah,
wild
so they would
card
have the
team.
tiebreak.
Yeah, they would have the tiebreak.
I still feel like Seattle's a better football team,
Yeah.
but I'm with you. I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying for sure.
All right, the New York Jets are 4-7. We'll bounce around
no
a little.
chance.
No
Yeah.
chance.
Come on, no belief in Aaron?
No double-A chance.
Okay, let's back to the NFC. We're not going to include the NFC South because it's just a wasteland. The Green Bay Packers are 5-6. The Minnesota Vikings are 6-6.
I give the Green Bay Packers more
I
of
do
a
too.
chance.
Jordan Love's actually
Because of the way
playing pretty
Jordan
well.
Love is playing
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
late.
I mean, I think Dodd's fairy tale run is over. That 4-interception game,
Yeah, and it was
Slipper turned into a pumpkin. Real quick.
it was funny because a couple of them they weren't his fault.
No, they were tips. They were tip balls, but
but-
it goes on.
Yeah.
His stat
It
sheet.
mounts
Yeah, it
against you
does. It
quickly.
All right, the Las Vegas. Oh, go ahead, Leon.
No, I like Green Bay.
Yeah,
Jordan
I'm
Love's
with you
been
there.
playing
The
pretty good.
AFC West has got a couple teams that could turn it around in the month of December and make a push for a wild card. I don't think anybody's going to dethrone the Chiefs
Yeah.
at 8-3 in the AFC West, but the Broncos are 6-5, the Raiders are 5-7, the Chargers are 4-7, technically all alive in the wild card race.
Yeah, and I hate even saying that the Broncos, I think, have the best chance because I still don't think they've really beaten a lot of good teams, but they did beat the Kansas City
They
Chiefs.
did. They dismantled the Kansas City
They
Chiefs.
did beat them,
and they're 5-0.
and they went from giving up 70 to now giving up.
They gave up 80 in like the last 5 games.
That was the number you
Yes,
had, yeah.
80.
And so I would pick them. I'm not picking the
You
state.
may, that might be a
but
team you may not want to see in the playoffs.
They can play some D right now.
Yeah, they can play some defense.
Three more teams for you that are sitting at the same juncture the Jags found themselves relatively at 1 year ago today. The Indianapolis Colts are 6-5. The Houston Texans are 6-5. The Cincinnati Bengals are 5-6. Whose stock are you buying in the month of December?
None.
None of them?
None of them.
I'm probably buying the Texans stock a little bit more because I actually think they're going to beat Denver, who's right now riding a 5-game win streak. I just think that's just the way the
I don't
NFL
know.
works.
I think Denver's going to get them.
You think Denver gets them? I'd like that to happen. But if I'm betting on anybody, I'd probably bet on that
I'm
one.
a little uneasy on all
yeah.
of them, actually.
Yeah, lukewarm.
Yeah, just uneasy. I don't know about the Texans defense. I'm not sold on it. I'm just not.
I think we're going to see a lot more overs second half of this year.
Well, the
JJ,
reason-
you agree with that from the betting odds? Because
I
feel
hope
like,
so.
Yeah, me too, bro.
The
Me
reason
too.
I ended with those three teams, of course, the AFC South proximity, and then, of course, the Jaguars will host the 5-6 Cincinnati Bengals on Monday night, which means y'all, I'm sure, will be locked in on Sunday, a day off for Jaguars fans. You can breathe a little bit and maybe take a look at what the rest of the playoff picture and the rest of the league is looking like.
It'll be fun to watch it because you'll probably be, if you're a Red Zone fan, you're going to eat it up on Sunday. Get as much of it as you can with our man Scott Hansen. So that'll be fun to look forward to. But yeah, you're at least starting to get an idea. And this time, December a year ago, the day after this franchise, we celebrated 30 years of them, being in existence. Here you are. You're 8-3. You have twice as many wins as you had a season ago as a Jacksonville Jaguar fan, which is just crazy. All right, we're hanging out here at Players Grill Mandarin. This is the home of the fifth quarter. Big Surge knows it well because this is where they hang out. It's also where the neighborhood hangs out. And we've seen some of our Mandarin Nooners, so you can easily drop by, enjoy all that they've got to offer. You're talking great lunch specials, and don't forget, they will pour till they score on Monday night. So take advantage of that. Players Grill Mandarin with XL Primetime. Come on by.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
This was a huge division game.
Quarterback sneaky, extending the ball into the end zone. Touchdown!
We're getting better. We're being more explosive.
Touchdown in the back of the end zone to Calvin Ridley, and Jacksonville has taken the lead.
It's up to us and how we play. We just keep winning.
It'll take a knee one time.
The road to the postseason leads back to the bank.
For us to be able to continue to control our own destiny.
Jaguars, Bengals, Monday night at 8.
Yeah, as far as just the atmosphere, it's what you want.
On the home of the Jaguars, 1010XL.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air we always play fair. We make the difference cause we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
The year is almost over. Do you need cash for the holidays or want to be credit card debt-free for the new year? Call Loan Pronto today. Their Express Equity line of credit can get you $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 in as little as 5 days. Listen, if you have a ton of equity in your house and Loan Pronto can help you turn that equity into cash, you can access up to 95% of your home's value. Use the money to pay off all your credit cards, pay off personal loans, or start that home improvement project. You can get the money you need now and still keep your primary mortgage intact. So your 3% rate, it's protected. And with Loan Pronto's Express Equity Line program, 90% of the time, there's no need for an appraisal. So you can get your money super fast. Get the holiday cash you need or pay off all those credit cards before the new year. Get yourself on solid financial footing before the year ends and call Loan Pronto now. 904-999-1508, 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal Housing Lender, NLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Come on, admit it. Almost everyone you know seems to be playing pickleball now, right? So whether you just want to learn how to play or you're ready to show off your elite pickleball skills, the Y is the place for you. Visit our brand new McGuire Family Pickleball Center at the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach. 5 top quality outdoor courts and 3 amazing indoor courts where you can learn about dinks, dill ball, falafel, the kitchen, and more pickleball slang at the Y.
You know, car accidents are scary. That split second before impact when you try to drive your way out of it, but you just can't. And suddenly your life changes forever. Your long-term medical outlook doesn't resemble the healthy future you had just seconds earlier. You can't swerve to miss the pain either. If a car accident has left you hurt and afraid, call 396-5555 now. It's time to turn your fear into fight. Farah & Farah, Jacksonville.
It's a popular gift idea, perfect for your home or work environment. Mystic Cornhole Company builds custom, high-quality boards right here in Jax. Visit their shop on Parental Home Road or check out some designs at mysticcornholecompany.com.
3 months or 3,000 miles. Which one are you at? Now, you might think you're just too busy this holiday season to get an oil change, and that's why Famous Quick Lube is the perfect choice to help keep your car in dependable travel condition. Stop in today. They'll change your oil, rotate the tires, check the filters, wipers, lights, and you get right back to your holiday plans. Fast, easy, and affordable. Famous Quick Lube. 13 locations, servicing every customer like they're famous.
Eggnog in the carpet, wine on the sofa, dingy looking tile and grout, no problem. Call Zero Res. Zero Res technicians are cleaning freaks. Over 5,000 5-star customer reviews. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Here's another remarkable success story from QC Kinetics. This one from Chad, who hurt his knee at the gym one day, and it just kept on hurting for months.
From my high school football and wrestling days, I already had a little bit of damage in there, but this just sent it over the edge.
Chad tried traditional treatments with no improvement when he turned to the non-surgical regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
It was really fascinating how they did their work, and the science behind it was very intriguing, and it works. Extracting the cure out of my own body blew my mind. It's like I'm brand new again. It was fantastic.
That's because the QC Kinetics natural biologic treatments use your body's own healing power to restore damaged tissue in your hips, shoulders, back, and knees, providing long-lasting relief.
Now I'm back at the gym. I'm 100%, feeling great.
If you're tired of suffering with pain from arthritis or injury, call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Trevor Lawrence in the Jaguars offense will see third overall pick Will Anderson.
Excitement is in the air all around Duval as the Jags are set to host their first Monday Night Football game since 2011. QB Trevor Lawrence says the team is ready.
I am, yeah. It's gonna be exciting. First one here since 2011, which is crazy. Yeah, we're really excited. I mean, it's another game at the end of the day, just different day, different time of day. So, but no, it's gonna be exciting. I'm sure the city's pumped and hopefully get a nice big crowd, get rowdy over here, so it'll be fun.
Trevor Lawrence, visit Jaguars.com for more. JTA Game Day Express is back. Save gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Bengals this Monday. Let them do the driving with 5 locations and passes starting at $10 on the My JTA app. To learn more, visit JTAFLA.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
10XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a big hair, heavy metal Friday on XL Primetime.
I have a great appreciation for this game because, I grew up an SEC kid, an SEC footprint kid, an SEC player. I've coached most of my career in the SEC, so I have an appreciation for this game and how hard it is to win. I mean, in some ways, I think Alabama and us have been spoiled, and I don't think some kids appreciate. They think it's a rite of passage, and it's not. It's earned.
Kirby Smart, speaking of tomorrow's SEC championship game, 4 p.m. kickoff. Are they going to take that away from CBS too with the new deal?
Oh, yeah.
Do we know
It's all ESPN's SEC next year.
That's why they are just branding the heck out of it within the last 72 hours because they get to roll out Oklahoma and Texas as their newest, toys in the SEC.
But are they going to bring the music along with it?
No, the music goes to the Big Ten.
That stays with the Big Ten.
Come on now. The Big Ten doesn't deserve that music.
No.
That music?
Welcome to the opening anthem of Illinois traveling to College Park to face the Maryland Terrapins.
You're looking live in Bloomington, Indiana.
Hey, Bloomington, Indiana just hired a pretty darn good coach
Where
yesterday.
Northwestern will play Indiana.
Okay, you know how ESPN,
a battle of 4 win teams.
Matt, you know how ESPN and CBS get their share of games in the SEC.
But CBS is not going to get the elite games on,
right,
on
but
the
they
Big
will
Ten.
get some. That's all I'm asking.
They'll get a few.
They will still get
they'll get a few.
Like what would you say over the course of say 14 Saturdays?
I think
15
they have
Saturdays.
I think they have 2 where they get first choice.
Oh, okay.
And then they get like second, third, fourth choice.
Well, then I guess that's the only time I'll hear that music.
Sad, but it is a championship weekend, or as JJ was just discussing with us in the break, a title game weekend. See, it doesn't roll off the tongue, JJ LaSalva back at 1010XL World Headquarters, quite as nice as championship weekend
Saturday
in college football. We are certainly feeling like champions here at Players Grill on San Jose Boulevard in Mandarin, where the neighborhood meets. Big Sirs and I just got to sample one of the new additions at Players Grill. So they're the flatbread pizzas. They're not wood-fired. I was corrected. They are stone-fired. I think we need to do like a behind the scenes and see exactly how they fire those pizzas up.
High marks, sirs.
Yeah. Oh, they were great.
Yeah.
So you can now get pizza at Players Grill in addition to all the other wonderful goodies they have. And I mentioned this during Crosstalk, boys. They do a pour till you score on Monday night and Thursday night football, a.k.a. free Miller Lite until one of the two teams in the game scores. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, hey, this past Monday Night Football game, probably would have been a good place to watch the game because there wasn't a whole heck of a lot of scoring for a while there. I know the first quarter was scoreless.
Yeah, hey, look, if you're like you've bellied up to the bar, you want to see a high-scoring game. Otherwise, you're a little hot. And that game, thankfully, St. Joe's, Cairo Santos came through, but it was a field goal late.
Came through for the good people at Players Grill, too. We are here till 3, so make sure you stop on by and say hi. And, of course, if you're not going to the bank for the Jaguars and the Bengals on Monday night, they will have the games here on one of their, at least a dozen wonderful televisions here at this location on San Jose. They even have us live on YouTube in a couple of the TVs, which first time I've seen that at one of our remote show locations.
That's pretty cool. Let's give John Party some credit because he set up the YouTube cam and made sure we're ready to go, but I had no idea. We're uglier in the big screen format than we are in the small screen format, but still, we are here. You can definitely check us out. You can search 1010XL on YouTube. And the other thing, Mia, is I see my Toys for Tots box right here, and I'm running around collecting prizes left and right for our Toys for Tots tournament next Wednesday, and there will be plenty of people bringing toys to the Golf Club of Southampton. If you have one new, unwrapped, whatever it might be, just an unwrapped toy, if you can bring them to the station before Wednesday, and I'll make sure they get there, but this is one of their drop spots, the Players Grill.
Well, Big Sirs actually asked me as we walked in. He said, do we have a box at the station? And I said no, but so many of our various partners, whether it's Players Grill, Small Cakes of Jacksonville, at the Golf Club of Southampton this upcoming Wednesday. I know the Frangie Show also has some friends that they're working with Toys for Tots, so a lot of different ways you can give back.
Theirs is, I want to say, Boys and Girls Club. We'll have to make sure, but that's, that big champion cause that Brett Hastings and the Frangie Show, I hope I have it right, but I'm pretty sure that's it. And then, heck, I might as well do it because so many good people are out there doing so many good things. Santa Lamb. Do not forget about it. Santa Lamb, that's L-A-M-M, santalamb.org. And Big Al told me that their Christmas shopping spree that they have their kids go on, he said is December 23rd. So you still have time for that. But all you have to do is go on to Santa Lamb, L-A-M-M, Santa Lamb, Uncle Dave's project for, 20 years, I believe. Over 400 kids get taken care of. santalamb.org, and you can make a donation there. Because I was collecting prizes the other day. I mentioned both of them, and my man Louis says I went and made a donation to that too. So that's good.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, let's dive into this upcoming championship weekend. As we alluded to, the Pac-12 title game, the final Pac-12 title game before it becomes the two-pack, is this evening. Currently, as of this writing, and it's kind of weird when you say it, Matt, that Oregon is a 9-point favorite despite getting beat by a field goal in Seattle, granted, against Washington earlier this year. But I talked to a couple of the Jags in the locker room yesterday, just asking them about college football, some who played in the SEC, some who didn't even play at Power Fives. And several of them said to me they feel like right now, just watching from afar as a casual fan, Oregon looks like perhaps outside of Georgia, the most complete team in college football right now.
So, I know everybody out there's going to say it's Oregon, it's the Pac-12. Their defense has given up 16 points a game since that loss to Washington. That's in that league where their offenses are, up and down the field.
Mm-hmm.
So, at some point, you got to at least recognize that they are holding teams in that league, that pass-happy, offense-happy league, to 16 a game since that loss. So, I think defensively, they were always good offensively. It's not just Bo Nix. They've got so many different weapons there. They've got pieces around him that they can score on anybody. It's the way they're playing defensively now. And I made this point a week ago. I said they're starting to look like Georgia now.
Mm-hmm.
The way they play, the way they play two safeties high and just say, look, man, we got four guys that can come get you. go ahead, try and throw the ball.
Yeah, because of
And
what
that's-
he has gleaned
Yeah.
from the guys he coached.
Yeah, well, that's what Dan Lanning learned under
Right.
Kirby Smart. He learned it under, being there and understand the system, and now he's transferred it to Oregon. And more important, they have players now.
Oh, yeah.
They have players that can run that system. I'm not saying they're going to beat Georgia. I don't even know if they beat Michigan. I think they probably could beat Michigan. We'll see.
But I just like the fact that you're manning the landing ship right there.
Yeah.
On
I mean, of course.
And I'll just tell you this. Now, you just gave that number. What was the number again? They've averaged
16. They're giving up 16 points a game defensively since the Washington loss.
Okay, now Washington, the other half of this, sirs, this is the 9.5 point game. It's going to be one of our – JJ, is it one of our picks later? Are we doing this game? Yeah, okay. So you don't have to give away everything, but the Washington Huskies have been involved in their last handful of games, at least 5 games that I can think that they've only won by 10 points or less when they were blowing people out. And so
Bro,
that Oregon defense against
what's that line,
Washington,
9.5?
Yeah, 9.5, yeah.
I think Oregon's going to rout them tonight.
Well, I mean, how many close games has Oregon played in? They pretty much beat up on everybody.
Washington
Except for the Washington.
No, Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech, too.
Never
That's
forget.
I mean, here's
Yeah,
the
on the
thing
road,
about.
yeah.
I mean,
That was
That's a
week
tough
2.
place to play,
you
too, man.
you never know how a team is going to react when they're stressed. And then in Washington, I mean, they've been stressed the last couple of weeks, but they've come out on top. I mean, you say they're going to get blown out. But if it's a
Blown out.
Blown the doors off.
Hey,
blown out.
Don't affect Leon's decision later in the picks.
I'm just saying that Washington has found a way to win.
I mean, all kinds of blown out tonight. All
Really?
kinds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to remind my listeners that Matt is last place in the picks.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually think they've been stewing for the last, almost 2 months about
Because
that Washington game.
Yeah.
And how they blew it.
They blew it, yeah.
And Lanning's going to have them so geeked for that game, man. I think they're going to blow them out.
So, Leon, let me run through for you. Every result for Oregon since that 36-33 loss.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they defeat Wazoo 38-24, JJ's favorite program in the
Strong.
country. They go into Salt Lake City and rout a then number 13 Utah 35-6. Absolutely shell-shocked them. They beat Cal 63-19. They beat USC 36-27, ASU 49-13, and then they rout the Beavers 31-7.
Okay. Well, they've been on the offensive.
They rout a hot Beavers team.
Yeah, who's number 16 in the country.
They trumped them on every level.
You love those hot Beavers, too.
Yeah, I love hot Beavers, but I am a Duck man right now, okay? I am a Bo believer. You guys know that.
So as much as you know how good they are, what's the ingredients, in your opinion, to beat Oregon? What do you think they would struggle with?
What do they struggle
I
with?
mean, what team can stress them?
I think a team that can line up and run the ball against them and keep their offense off the field, that can just create tempo with their offense.
Keep possessions away from their offense.
Yes, as much as anything, which Georgia clearly can do, which Michigan can clearly do. But I think the way they're playing defensively, though, man, they force offense into bad situations. They create turnovers. They create bad plays. They create hurried throws. It's Georgia. I'm telling you, if you watch these guys, if you go back, before you watch this game, you're going to get home before the game and put on the Oregon State game. You can see it on YouTube, wherever. Watch the way they play defense. It's like you're looking at Georgia. Seriously.
And they play like not up tempo, but they are always leaning forward, defensively and offensively, meaning they're putting pressure on you. They're pressing the gas as much as they possibly can. And Lanning definitely got that style from Kirby.
Well, listen, anytime you have a front four that can stretch you and get up to the quarterback, the key ingredients to beating them is wearing their butts out.
Yeah.
Running the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can run the ball, you can line up and take it to them, blow for blow, toe for toe. I mean, you can wear team that, because I mean, Jackson, we learned that that lesson against the Niners, trying to pass, whatever. But if you run the ball consistently against a team that likes to get upfield, that's how you wear them down.
Whose run game do you like more, Matt? Oregon or Washington?
Washington doesn't even have a run game.
Except for when they play USC.
Dylan Johnson was at Mississippi State last year. I'm sure you guys remember him. He had like 300 yards rushing last year at Mississippi State. And that was with Leach's offense, and they throw the ball all the time, but he's not what Oregon has. Not even close.
And now on the other side of that trench battle is the defensive front, which I think Braylon Trice and company for Washington, that's a pretty darn good defensive front. The text line is currently sounding off about how Oregon's defense is so undersized, but you're not the first person, Matt, that I've heard say that they think that Oregon's defense is more complete than Washington's. Why?
All you got to do is look at the numbers. I mean, in every statistic and metric available, go Go look at scoring defense, total defense, third down conversion percentage,
but this
turnovers,
will also,
everything. It's all Washington is not. Washington is a team. If you look at Washington scores, it's a fourth quarter game every time they're playing.
Well, here's even more of a reason why I think the Pac-12 is going to be dismissive when this is all said and done. Because you're sitting there telling me that the number 3 team in the country is going to play the number 5 team in the country.
Yeah.
And they're going to blow the doors off of
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
listen, how does it mean anything? That's happened all the time in championship games.
All right, let's use this
as
the
supposed to.
All right,
it's not. But you're gonna penalize Oregon because they blow someone out?
Maybe.
Yeah, but let's use this. Okay, let's use this as the
again.
10-10
I'm the worst guy in the picks. So,
okay, let's use this as the 10-10 take because this sets up perfectly for what we're talking about.
Now, Josie's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
Make sure you check them out whenever you are tailgating Monday Night Football. You're heading down, and it's a work day, right? It's a work day, and so you're going to be heading down. So make sure you hit one of the areas, Sonny, so you don't have to worry about the cooking. You will have it all ready to go, and you can party. Make sure you check out Sonny's lunch or dinner, and of course tailgating. So we have the the ACC, the SEC, Big 12, Big 10, Pac-12, right? We have all these championship games. What are we talking about? Close to a double-digit underdog is Washington, which Matt says is going to get blown out. You have the Oklahoma State Cowboys that are a 15-point dog to the Texas Longhorns. You have Iowa, a massive, massive underdog to the Michigan Wolverines. And even though it's a close game, Louisville and Florida State, 1.5, I don't know that we're going to get a 1.5-point game. We'll find out. The closest game of all the ones that we're mentioning, we expect will be Georgia and Alabama. So, to Leon's point, championship games don't always say it's going to be a championship tilt. These are lopsided affairs. I don't know whether I like it or not, but that's just the way it's played out. That's the 10-10 take because I don't know that you can fix that. Obviously, when we get to the 12-team
next year,
playoff,
fix it.
with the 12-team playoff, is going to fix it's going to produce another layer of drama.
Yeah.
But this is kind of an example of what we all have argued about. You get to the end. There's cream of the crop on one side of these ledgers in most of these conferences, period.
So next year, you'd still have Georgia and Alabama. You'd still have Oregon and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
The Big 12 would still be what it is because it's a one division right now. The ACC, you'd probably have FSU and Louisville, right?
Well, Oregon and Washington are not going to be part of the conversation because that Pac-12
No, I know,
gonna be
but
gone.
I'm saying in theory.
In other words, like the 12-team playoff is going to help
The
that.
Big Ten is different. The Big Ten would have had Michigan-Ohio State rematch.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's – so I wanted to say this real quick, circling back to Oregon's defense, okay? This is national defense, scoring defense, nationally, okay? The first 4 are Big Ten teams, so we're not even counting them because they don't –
That's what they do.
They don't have offense.
They
in that
have
league,
good
okay?
defense because they have bad offense.
So it's Michigan State, Ohio State, Penn State, and Iowa, the first 4. Then you've got Ohio U, which is a Group of 5 school. Then
Go,
Georgia.
you mighty Bobcats.
Then Georgia, 15.8 points a game. Then Oregon, 15.9 points per game.
And it honestly, as much as I bash the Pac-12 defenses, this is one of the main things I love about Dan Lanning. Honestly, I do. Because if you go back in time, there were only so many times where you could count on an Oregon defense to make plays. His defense does. So it does speak a little more about what he's been able to do out there against teams that score all over the yard.
Right.
You know?
And I think that's where Georgia fans that are sounding off on the text line about how soft Oregon is, how soft the schedule is, the Pac-12. This is one of your own that you're critiquing.
Yeah.
This is the guy that left Georgia, and many believe when he does come back to the SEC, it's going to be for an upper echelon job.
Because they're threatened.
Yeah.
That's
well,
why.
If Georgia meets them, let's just say Georgia meets them, I would agree that the defenses that are played in the SEC versus the defenses that are played in, the combo, defense versus offense on either side, Georgia will have the advantage in that game. There's no question about that.
I'll make you SEC homers feel a little bit better. John Party, our intern extraordinaire who's holding down the fort engineering for us at Players Grill Mandarin, just sent me this from our good buddy Connor O'Gara with Saturday Down South. The get-in price for each of the Power 5 conference championship games this weekend. To get into the SEC championship game is an average of $533 per ticket.
Pricey ticket.
ACC in Charlotte is $88 per ticket. The Big 12, $71 a ticket. The Big 10 in Indy, $58 a ticket. And to get into the Pac-12 title game tonight, $42 a ticket.
I love that.
It just means more. XL Primetime hanging at Players Grill Mandarin off San Jose Boulevard. Stop on by and say hi. Hey, we have Rick Ballou coming up at 1:15, so you Florida State fans don't go anywhere. Knowles talk on the other side right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Mia here, and now that Thanksgiving is behind us, I am sure your kitchen sink took a beating with all the food scraps and grease getting washed right down the drain. Before you have a major emergency, go ahead and give my friends at Duck Duck Rooter a call. Trust me, you don't want to deal with nasty, smelly stuff coming back up in all of your drains, especially before Christmas. Go ahead and call Duck Duck Rooter right now, 904-862-6769, and they will schedule a plumber to come out today. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser, making your morning a little more fleet of foot.
You make me feel like dancing.
Put some spring in your step
Like dancing,
with a drill on 1010XL.
Life is short, so eat better pizza at 5 Star Pizza. You want pizza that's bigger, better, and faster? Then get 5 Star Pizza. They also got wings, cheesy sticks, garlic rolls, and they'll deliver it to you right now at 5 Star Pizza.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Arthritis is the most common cause of joint pain in America and affects more than 50 million adults. Dr. George Bari here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. For reliable diagnosis and comprehensive treatment options, come see me and the specialists at Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. With more than 35 years of experience in orthopedics, our team delivers compassionate and dedicated care to relieve your pain. Set up a visit today by scheduling online or calling the office. Log on to BariOrthopedics.com with locations across Jacksonville.
Get closer to nature.
I'm Jeff Logner with Captain Kevin and Captain Kirk. We take you from the water to the woods.
The Nimnicht Outdoor Show, presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services, 7 to 10 every Saturday morning on 1010XL.
Men suffering from ED or PE, you'll see instant results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center. For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are totally free. You'll even get a gift that enhances performance in the bedroom. Call 904-664-8217.
When it comes to a new roof, you want the golden standard. Can't afford the cost of replacing your roof without financing? Don't worry, we have special financing with up to 30-year terms. As long as you're not in an active bankruptcy, current with your property taxes and mortgage, not in a reverse mortgage, no liens or judgments, and no foreclosure, we should be able to get you funded. No hard credit check required.
Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters.
Golden Hammer.
The golden standard in roofing.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner and guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
Looking for quality equipment and a name you can trust? Lepo Rents, Bobcat of Jacksonville, is your premier construction equipment dealer and rental house. We have the right equipment for the job, offering the big and small tools needed for your next project. Lepo sells and rents track loaders, excavators, boom lifts, and much more. For your next project, remember Lepo Rents, your authorized Bobcat dealer in Jacksonville. Visit them online at leporents.com.
everybody. Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello. And we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
How far is it from the surface of the Earth to the core of the Earth?
Is your home your most valuable asset? It is for most of us, and Southern Oak Insurance recommends an annual review. Log on to southernoak.com for more information.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
From the surface to the core of the Earth is about 1,800 miles and has a temperature of over 9,000 degrees, hotter than the sun.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
It's the biggest, brightest end of the year clearance sale at First Coast Lighting and Fans on Phillips Highway. Get 40 to 60% off display lighting, fans, and home decor to make room for new merchandise coming next year. Hurry in to the store today because quantities are limited and their best selections won't last long at 40 to 60% off clearance pricing. Upgrade your furnishings for the holidays with the biggest savings of the year at First Coast Lighting and Fans on Phillips Highway.
Wondering what you're going to do for dinner tonight? Southern Steer Butcher is a full-service butcher, and we grind and make sausage in-house every day.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Molly McDonald for 1010XL. This update is brought to you by Osteen Volvo. High school football teams will be battling out tonight in the state semifinal rounds. Mandarin, St. Augustine, and Bulls are all still on the quest for a state championship. You can hear live coverage of Bulls on 10:10 a.m. Kickoff at 7:30. The climb continues for number 4 Knowles at the ACC Championship this Saturday against the Cardinals. Head coach Mike Norvell shares his thoughts on the big matchup.
We get a chance to go compete for an ACC championship. It's going to be one heck of a matchup. You know, all the respect in the world for Louisville and who they are, and you see the playmakers that they have. You're a very complete football team, offense, defense, special teams. They're going to challenge. They've got explosive players. It's going to be a heck of a game.
It's 78 degrees at 12:59. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday on XL Primetime.
We always like heavy metal, big hair, but you can come with rock and roll of any kind. It's just a way to get good for the weekend, get that feel good in you on a Friday. So you can definitely hit JJ the DJ with a little rock and roll suggestion, 641-1010. Jump in on that. We have been giving people all sorts of things to get fired up over the weekend because you've got championship Friday night, championship Saturday, you got the NFL, and then you got your Jaguars Monday Night Football. Now, we're hanging out here at Players Grill Mandarin, and Phil and Megan, they've done an incredible job. We need to make sure we point out that it's not just Players Grill Mandarin, it's Players Grill Miramar, which is right there off of Hendricks, and then Players Grill Oakleaf, their brand new location out there. But here in Mandarin, we'd love to see you. San Jose Boulevard, real easy to find, where the neighborhood meets, and it's the home of the fifth quarter every Sunday. So, Big Sirs, you guys are not going to be here Monday night, but
no show Monday night.
Yeah,
no show Monday night.
You're not going to do something at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, but it's
in studio because I wrote in the planner. You guys are going to be in studio.
Yeah,
I didn't hear it.
Maybe not Leon, but there is a fifth quarter, 1 to 3 a.m. on Monday.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh.
Hey, Leon.
Maybe you will be there.
Yeah,
if
maybe
Coach
you will
Campo
be.
is going to be awake.
Yeah, because
Come on,
look,
man.
I keep
Monday Night
looking
Football.
Well, I keep looking at the schedule, and I thought that it included it, but then I saw that it didn't, so I was just trying to figure it out.
Leon.
Right,
Yeah,
Leon's got no comment.
he's not
No
saying
comment
anything.
on the air.
There it is. There it is, Leon. You are in. You are in.
Am I in?
Yes, you are, sir.
Oh, interesting.
You are there.
We'll let you sleep in a little bit, maybe. maybe we do a second hour and a half for you on Tuesday.
I'm not even going to say that I see Hacker and Coach Campo written down and not Leon. I'm not even going to bring that up.
We'll ask
All right.
Coach Campo when he swings by for our picks coming up at 1:30, 1:40.
Yeah. All right. So just real quick, staying on the Heisman conversation, which we haven't really brought up, and then the college football conversation, because I want to tie the two things together. Is are college football fans going to think that they need to see the Heisman winner this weekend as opposed to what they saw the entire college football season? I think college football fans need to be a little more open-minded. Do not forget about Jaden Daniels, okay, before this Heisman ballot and vote and everything goes out. Do not forget about him. Do not forget about some of the other guys. You're going to see Bo Nix and Michael Penix, but you ain't going to see Marvin Harrison, okay? There's a lot of other good ones that are out there that people will quickly forget about.
Out of sight, out of mind, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Carson Beck may get
And you've
elevated.
got
Jalen
Milroe may get elevated this weekend.
You've got – the thing is, you have Bo Nix and Michael Penix playing in a standalone game tonight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a Friday night game, which wouldn't be as good as even a Thursday night game. But this is a chance for either one of those guys to really seize control of that race.
It might be, yeah. And then one of the other guys, Leon.
And I'm not saying they've had better seasons than Jaden Daniels because they haven't.
Right.
All I'm saying is that's the way these Heisman voters think.
Yeah, it's so funny, and I just it drives me a little crazy because I think you ought to be looking at the sum total of the work, not look at their career. I'm just meaning the sum total, Leon, of the season.
Yeah, but I mean, we're prisoners of the moment,
Yeah.
We really
also
are.
prisoners of champions, too.
Exactly, that part right there. I mean, unfortunately, them not playing in the championship this weekend and those other guys being center stage on Friday and Saturday or whatever, I mean, it's going to be unfortunate for the guys that you think that are going to be front runners where they lose this opportunity to showcase their talent again.
I forget. Have we done this, Saucy Nug, on the program before? How in the college football playoff era, there are two quarterbacks who did not play in the playoffs and still won or did not appear in a championship game, I should say, and still won the Heisman.
Saucy Nugs. But they both had huge seasons.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel is one, right?
No, so in the playoff era, so beginning in 2014.
Your boy, El Boogie.
El Boogie.
Yeah,
so Lamar is
Lamar and who's the other one?
Let's see if you can get it.
I know Lamar. I had playoff era didn't win.
I should have this in my head. If you're
Wow.
going back in time, Devonta played this weekend, right, when he won his?
Yeah, he played. Yeah.
Played in the
Burrow
playoff, too.
obviously did. Who was
Baker
it?
Mayfield did.
Yeah.
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 So it's not. I lied. It's not championship game. It is in the playoff.
It's in the playoff. Yeah.
It's in the
In
playoff.
Okay.
So there's one other guy besides Lamar who his team did not make the playoff, but he still won the Heisman.
And Kyler was in it.
Yeah.
Baker was in it. Derrick Henry was obviously in it.
Devonta Smith was in it.
Yeah, Devonta. Why can't I think of him? I'm drawing a blank.
Joe Burrow was in it.
Burrow was definitely in it. All right, who is it?
Robert.
Go ahead.
The third?
Oh,
No,
RG3.
that was pre-playoff.
That was pre.
That's pre, though.
RG3.
I don't know.
How about last year? Caleb Williams. USC.
Ah,
Not part of the playoffs. Still won.
How
Still
quickly
won
we
the
forget.
Heisman.
How quickly we forget.
I wasn't saying anything. I was just letting you guys go,
Wow.
man.
Caleb
Because
Williams.
look at these numbers that Jaden Daniels has. Okay, his last 3 games against Florida. Okay, record-setting performance against Florida. Florida was part of history. 606 total yards that he was responsible for with 5 touchdowns against Georgia State. Again, that's. You know what? He gained more against Florida than he did against Georgia State. He had 509 yards and 8 touchdowns against Georgia State. Texas A&M, 355 yards and 4 touchdowns. So you add all that up. It's like just don't forget about the
He's
cat,
got
is all I'm saying.
1,134 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he's got 3,812 yards passing and 40 touchdowns. And I wrote this about a week and a half ago. Every time he touches the ball, okay?
Yeah.
His average per attempt is 11.7.
It's nuts.
Hang on a second. Average per attempt is 11.7. His average per rush is 8.4.
Yeah.
So every time he touches the ball, he averages a first down.
Yeah, it's
the
almost,
ball is snapped to him, he averages a first down.
It's almost 2nd and 1 every single time. Okay? And the other part that I really want people to understand is that Bo Nix has 159 rushing yards. Michael Penix has minus 14. Jaden Daniels has 1,134 rushing yards, and his numbers in the passing game are not that far off. He has 3,812. Bo has 3,900. Penix has 3,899. We're not talking about a lot of difference, and he's gone 1,000 yards rushing the football on top of that.
Matt and I have gone on the record on this show saying if not for Jaden Daniels, that LSU team probably looks like Florida, if not worse.
Oh my gosh!
Maybe
I don't know about
4
worse,
wins.
but
he's
they're
the
probably like
one
a
man.
6-6 team or a 5-7.
Now,
team,
by the
definitely.
way, without him and Neighbors and
Brian Thomas,
Brian Thomas,
who has worked his way into the first round, which is what I want to
He
pair.
is
I want to
so
pair
good.
this conversation with that. We know Caleb Williams and Drake May will be going in some form or fashion, Leon, in the top 5
Per
of this
touch.
April's NFL draft. We
Oh,
know
yeah.
that
Yeah.
much. Who will join them? Who's the third quarterback, fourth quarterback off the board? Do we see 3 to 4 quarterbacks in the top 10 in April? Because the reason I ask that is 2 of the 3 guys that we just talked about, in Bo Nix and Michael Penix, who we will see on national television tonight, are 24 years old.
Yeah, like the Mel's of the world have already worked 5 into the first round. I'm pretty sure he has 5. Again, it's early. I don't know what order they go in.
Yeah, I've seen Caleb Williams. I've seen Drake May. I've seen Jalen Daniels. I've seen J.J. McCarthy, and I've seen Bo Nix. Those are the 5 I've seen.
Yeah, and Penix.
And they said Bo Nix had to work his way back into the.
Oh yeah, yeah, he really did. He really did. All right, just real quick before we get away from it, let's stay on the Heisman with a bold fact, JJ. Let's do one more because we're talking college ball here.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
Don't forget about Bold City Brewery when you're heading downtown Monday Night Football. Monday night, you can start your party there. Head to the production house in Riverside on Roselle or head to Bold City downtown any day of the week. And, of course, look for the craft all over the First Coast. BoldCityBrewery.com. This is where I take the laptop and I move it away from Matt Hayes. Okay.
I
Now,
never
this
I
is-
don't understand
I'm
why you
just-
say that. I never
just
look at your
trying to.
laptop.
I'm just trying to make sure, just in case they see it on YouTube. I'm just trying to make sure. Now, these are a bunch. Okay. I just want to get to them because it's worth pointing out because you guys will get a bunch of these, and Matt Hayes will probably, be one of the main ones. Touchdowns scored over 50 by Heisman Trophy winners by the time we got to the end and the voting. Just to give you an idea of how different it is from the very beginning, there were guys that were responsible for 20 touchdowns winning the Heisman, 23 touchdowns from, let's see here, one of the quarterbacks back in the day.
Played in a lot less
Give
games.
me, huh?
Yeah.
Probably played in like
you're
3
right.
less games back then, but yes.
But like Vinny Testaverde, I don't know how many games they played, but Vinny in 1986 was responsible for 30 touchdowns. That was it.
Go look and see how many touchdowns Gary
How many
Beaton had for
interceptions did he
UCLA.
have?
I don't. He had
16.
Yeah, how many did he have in the regular season, Vinny?
I believe he had
you know where this
Chris
is going.
Winkie. Chris Winkie only had 34 touchdowns. Okay.
Because he threw the same in one game.
All right. So
knew
here
it
we
was
go.
going there.
Here we go. Give me the ones that are over 50.
Cameron
Okay?
Newton.
Joe Burrow.
All right. Let's see if we can
Joe
ding them up.
Burrow.
First
Caleb
ding,
Williams.
First ding is for Joe Burrow. What'd you say, JJ?
Cameron Newton.
No.
Caleb
Whoa.
Williams. Joe Burrow, Caleb Williams, Lamar.
No to Caleb Williams.
Not over 50 total?
No, passing touchdown.
Oh, passing.
I thought you said total.
Well, no, actually, no, I take it back. Okay. He has 47 total.
So
he had
what's
50.
the number? Yeah,
He
what's
had-
the number?
He had
Timmy's one.
Huh?
He had 52. Tebow had 52.
Caleb
didn't he?
Williams had 37 touchdowns, passing, 10 rushing. Timmy Tebow had 51.
All right, so there's 2.
Okay.
So it's
Does he
Burrow
have-
and Tebow.
So 50 is the
Wait a
number.
minute.
Yeah,
Tim
over 50.
Tim
Okay.
Tebow had 51 touchdowns.
Total, yeah.
29
And they lost 3 games that year?
Yeah.
22 rushing. Yes.
4 games, I think. 3 or 4.
Yeah, they were 8-4. Yeah,
What were
they
the
got
rest of
beat.
the team doing?
But they were 8-3 when this happened, when he won the Heisman.
more
Leon,
than 50?
Leon threw out RG3 earlier, so I think it comes
Yeah.
full circle.
I think it's Mac, isn't it?
It's not RG3. He had 45.
Mac had 40. He didn't rush for any, huh?
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel had 43.
L Bookie's not in it?
Let's see here. Let's see where Lamar is at. Let's ring him up. 51
All right, so it is
total
Lamar. There we
touchdowns
go.
for L Boogie.
How many total are we looking for?
We are looking for
Fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and we're pretty close right now.
Okay.
Robert Griffin?
Jameis?
No, I
No.
said him.
Let's see
Jameis
here.
is a good one.
Jameis had a total of 42.
Robert Griffin?
No, RG3. Where did I give him? 45.
What's
we're
the
down
guys?
to-
What's the Nebraska quarterback? Frazier?
No, he didn't.
Nope. We're down to a couple. At least I don't know if I heard one of these. So
Josh
right now we
Heupel.
got.
Just kidding.
Tell me if I got this right. We need to get moving. Lamar Jackson, Joey Burrow, Timmy Tebow, Who else have you all named?
I mean, we've said a bunch.
Well, hell,
we
we've said a bunch.
Yeah.
Just give us the list.
All right, so here it is.
This is the classic Joe.
No,
this
I'm
is so
just
classic.
It's not me.
Just give us the whole list.
You guys can't get it right.
Give us the
All
whole
right.
list.
Sam Bradford is at the top.
Okay.
Wow.
53 total
They were
touchdowns.
putting up numbers that year.
Tied for Sam, or at the top with Sam Bradford, is another guy not mentioned, Marcus Mariota. 53 total
Oregon
touchdowns.
Classic.
Then Lamar, then Burrow, and the last guy not mentioned, tied with Timmy Tebow, Kyler Murray. 51. So there you go.
Oklahoma, baby.
Yep, so there you go. And they were putting them up left and right. But it's classic when you go back in time and see how few. Look at them, Matt. Just see how few, less and less and less for guys that were winning. And by the way, there were a lot of running backs winning them. That's why they had less touchdowns. Because when Eddie George was winning them, he had 25 total touchdowns, one of them receiving, 24 on the ground. All right, let's get ready for our man Rick Ballou. We are hanging out at Players Grill Mandarin. We'd love to see you. Again, when we say what Phil and Megan have done, they've done it here. They've done it in the Miramar area on Hendricks. They've done it out at Oakleaf. So make sure you check out any one of the Players Grills, including right here whenever they celebrate a Jaguar win. You need to be part of it where the neighborhood meets.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. Come aboard the Frangie Express.
Pedal to the metal right now. Pedal to the metal. All right, let's go.
Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, and Lauren Brooks. They are The Frangie Show. Afternoons on 1010XL. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing.
The 2023 season for Billy Napier and the Gators came to a bitter end on Saturday night against Florida State in the Swamp.
Ultimately, we got to get up off the ground. I think we have to learn from failure. Growth comes through struggle. This season presents that opportunity. And look, we have work to do.
Napier and the Gators finished the 2023 season at 5-7.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie, and I want to thank Coach Ellen and the team at Darley's for providing all the plumbing work for a brand new walk-off charities building that's being built. Being a San Souci guy, I've known the team at Darley's for years. They're a company I trust for my plumbing needs, and you can too.
Thanks for those kind words, Frank. At Darley's Plumbing, we don't just do residential house calls. We're your first draft pick for commercial business plumbing too. Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
Salvatore's Pizza coming to Jacksonville. Salvatores.com.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Happy holidays. If you're stuck for ideas for cool holiday gifts, 1010XL's Holiday Gift Guide is here to help. Get great gift ideas from Small Cakes Jacks, Superior Fireworks, and Brackish Vodka at 1010XL.com.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by May 23rd.
Are you a business owner looking to grow, sell, acquire, or even go public with your company? Need help to find funding or business partners? Otterson Wealth Advisors will evaluate your company and provide the guidance that's right for you and your business needs. Maybe you're ready for retirement and need a succession plan for your business. Let Otterson Wealth Advisors guide you through the process. Visit OttersonAdvisors.com. Otterson Wealth Advisors, your goals, our expertise. Raymond James Associates, Inc., member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
If you're getting engaged this holiday season, celebrating an anniversary, birthday, or shopping early for the holidays,
It's Beard's Diamond's incredible Christmas sale.
everything store-wide is on sale up to an unbelievable 43% off.
Now till December 24th.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Tease the season at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the TaylorMade Stealth 2 Carbon Woods that combine speed and forgiveness to unlock forgiveness. Now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards at any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
We're in Florida, and pest problems are persistent. Want them gone? Mission accomplished with Mission Pest Solutions. Veteran and locally owned and operated, Mission Pest will blow your mind with their communication and response time for all your pest, termite, and mosquito needs. Text or call 904-944-PEST. You'll speak directly with the owners. Mention 1010XL when you call 944-PEST. You'll get 25% off your initial pest or termite protection service. Mission accomplished with Mission Pest Solutions.
Tailgaters Parking is gearing up for the most exciting season yet. The best game day parking available is at Tailgaters, where customers get access 4 hours prior to kickoff. A full-service bar and grill, indoor restrooms, security, and more. TailgatersParking.com.
David Garrard here. Once again, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has eased my knee pain with PRP treatment. PRP is a platelet-rich plasma concentrate that promotes tissue repair naturally. If you are dealing with pain or an injury, ask your doctor, a Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, about PRP to determine if it's right for you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Rick Ballou joining us now live because, folks, this isn't just any Florida State Seminole breakdown. This is an ACC championship Florida State game breakdown with the one, the only Rick Ballou, who you get each and every night into the night right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Ricky B, how are the vibes feeling out in Tallytown right now?
Oh, the importance of this one. I mean, to play for the ACC crown, this is what it's all about. This is why people choose to go to Florida State. This is why people choose to go to Louisville, try to win this game. And right now, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty in the air. No one protects his players like Mike Norvell. The uncertainty of Tate Rodemaker, who apparently has been in the concussion protocol. He has not been involved this week in any 11-on-11. He has thrown some individual drills, but it's been Brock Glenn for the most part, who has been taking the starting role over whenever they do team offense against team defense. So we're going to have to wait. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a flip of the coin. My guess is that Rodemaker does start, but you're going to see both quarterbacks tomorrow night, I do believe, for Florida State.
All right, Rick, first and foremost, I want to say congratulations. 12-0 ACC championship game. That's coming from McCain, and I do mean it from the heart. Thank you very much. Now, he's looking at me crazy. But Rick, I watched the Louisville-Kentucky game, and I'm watching Louisville, and they control all the statistical advantages over Kentucky, except the one thing, the turnovers. 2 lost fumbles, the interception. How important is it for this Florida State defense to create turnovers to help the offense get more possessions in this game?
Well, I think it's arguably the biggest key, that with running and stopping the run. I mean, Florida State's number one in the nation. They've only turned the ball over 5 times this year. Jordan Travis only had 2 picks. Rodemaker's yet to have 1, 3 lost fumbles. On the flip side, they're plus 11. So they've done a nice job this year forcing some turnovers. They have dropped quite a few interceptions. that could be problematic. Jack Plummer, is a guy who's been with Jeff Brom at Purdue, and then joined him here now at Louisville. And Plummer's a guy who has thrown for more than 20 touchdown passes, but he has also thrown for quite a few picks. So I think that's huge in this game. And you're right. If you did not watch the game and just looked at the numbers, you're like, wait a minute here. Louisville had 403 yards. Kentucky only had 289. How did they score 31 points in the second half? Well, they got a 100-yard kick return, and they also set up a couple of scores by forcing those takeaways. So, yeah, that is it's enormous in any game, but I really like Florida State's chances here because of the number I gave you at the top, but we have to take into consideration that in 11 of those 12 games, Jordan Travis was your starting quarterback. But, yes, that's going to be a big-time factor tomorrow night.
Rick, regardless of who plays quarterback, if you get a Florida State dub, we will then move into the best four versus most deserving floor in the playoff. And if I'm not mistaken, you've always been a best four guy, right? So then what happens? Where do you sit on that? If Florida State wins, where do you sit? Because do you believe they are one of the best four teams in the country with whoever's playing quarterback?
No, I don't. And, are they deserving? Sure. You go 13-0, you win the ACC, I think you're in. But, they're not one of the best four teams in college football when you lose your starting quarterback. Now, you take your starting quarterback away from Alabama and Georgia and Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Oregon, and Washington, I'd be saying the same thing about those schools outside of maybe Georgia and Michigan. So I think they deserve to get in. But are they one of the four best teams right now in college football with a backup quarterback who's in the concussion protocol? No, they're not. And I think it's going to be really interesting.
Will you be jacked up if they don't get in and they're 13-0?
Well, here's where I'm at. It'd be tough to tell those kids, hey, you can't play. But have you looked at the odds? Right now, the projection is Florida State against Georgia. Georgia's a 16-point favorite. Florida State against Michigan. Michigan is a 15.5-point favorite. The goal is to put the four best teams in college football in this playoff. Who wants this? This is like a directional matchup. You're talking about a 3-point. No, honestly, you're talking about a 3-possession difference in the Final Four. So I think Boo Corrigan and company, they're going to be under a tremendous amount of pressure. But I really think the only way it happens is if Bama beats Georgia. If Georgia wins and Michigan wins and then the winner of Oregon-Washington is in, if Florida State beats Louisville, I do think they are going to get in.
All right, we're talking with Rick Ballou into the night coming up later. He'll set that up for you, and then at Ballou 1010X on social. And you're the truth teller. I love that you acknowledge it. But look back last week, Rick. What Kentucky did to Louisville, I think, surprised a lot of people. It's not like Louisville is all of that all of the time. So this could go down. It could go down in your favor.
Yeah, it could. And you know what? Typically these things work out, right? There's always some craziness here during Championship Sunday. We saw it a year ago when USC lost and even Ohio State lost their last regular season game to Michigan. Ohio State made their way back into the Final Four. So, I've talked with two different bookmakers in Las Vegas, and I'm going to have another on today in the Philly Rooster at 640, and they're all over the injury. The money is almost on the cusp of flipping. It's down to 1.5-1 in some circles, but then all of a sudden you start looking at the team. It's over 70% right now. It's starting to hit 75 or getting close to 75% of all bets, whether it's a $10 bet or a $10,000 bet. They're all coming in here now on Louisville. So it's been a lot of public money, but what's going to be really interesting here is, I guess, some of the wise guys really loaded up early on Louisville when the line came out. There's a thinking that they're going to do the exact same thing, whether that's late tonight or at some point tomorrow. So I would not be shocked at all if by the time Toe meets leather tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, you see this line an even pick'em or possibly even Louisville being favored by, a half point or a point.
Well, Rick, before we let you go, we actually have a question for you on our YouTube chat line from some of your fellow Noles. Do you think Mike Norvell has a package ready for Brock Glenn? / do you think even if Tate Rodemaker is cleared through the concussion protocol and can play tomorrow, we would still see the true freshman?
Yeah, I think he's going to come in. And, when he came in on Saturday, they had him roll a pass on his very first, attempt or his very first snap, which is almost unheard of. Whenever a quarterback goes down, you bring in your second-string guy. In this case, it would be the third-string guy. You most, it's got to be over 90% that you obviously turn around and hand the football to a running back, and they didn't with Glenn. He is incredibly mobile. He is a dual threat, and I do think that that's going to be a part of this. Louisville is really good at running the football and stopping the run. That's going to be their recipe tomorrow. I mean, they got two backs that combined over, 1,700 yards with Jahar Jordan leading the way. And defensively, they're stout as well. They're also pretty good at getting after the quarterback. But I do think that will be brought in. And, it was interesting last week with Tate Rodemaker. They ran a whole bunch of RPOs, which I thought was really baffling. Why would you consistently run an RPO if your quarterback's not going to run? And then he finally ran the first time, and that's when he got hit by both those Florida Gators, and it ended up knocking him out for, a short period of time. So, yeah, I mean, listen, this game could be all. This could be all Glenn. We just do not know what is going on. And, I'll give Mike Norvell a lot of credit. He has stamped fear on the team, on the staff, on the beat reporters that if you want access to this team, you will not talk about injuries. I got lit up by Mike Norvell when, 2 days here at UNF, Jared Verse didn't practice either day. And I've never in my 30-plus years after a practice or a game known that you cannot ask the head coach about an injury or about a guy who wasn't practicing. And I asked Mike Norvell, and, bro, he lit me up. That is his standard. He will not talk about injuries. And his team absolutely buys into that. They will not discuss it. So I don't think there'll be any leak on this Tate Rodemaker thing unless they announce he's not going to play. I don't think we'll know until right around kickoff time tomorrow night.
I mean, bottom line, he wanted no part of the truth teller. That's bottom line.
Hey, man, you've been
listen.
doing this forever, too. Have you ever heard of a coach not talking about an injury after a practice?
Never.
Yeah.
So listen to this. Let's get away from the field real quick because about an hour ago, Florida State flipped Kai Bates, who's an elite corner, a 4-star corner who had been committed to LSU. Florida State now solidly a top 3 recruiting class. He's now hit the point, Rick, where it's turned. He had to use the portal the first few years because that's the Florida State brand wasn't the Florida State brand wasn't as strong as it had been in the past. Now it's strong again. He's flipped it now. Now he's an elite high school recruiter. And I think that if you're looking at key indicators for the future, that's got to be huge for Florida State.
Well, it is, and that's what makes this team so likable. Okay, this is a 3-star team. This is a transfer portal team. If you look at true, 4- and 5-star athletes, Florida has more. Miami has more. There's 25, 30 teams in college football who have more. He's won with these guys. They've improved under his watch. It's been a phenomenal staff in the way that they have coached these kids. Now he's going to start to get these 4- and 5-star kids. He's going to have more talented players. I said at the top that Florida State's not one of the 4 best teams. Just look at the point spread because of the loss of their quarterback. Well, that's going to change for years to come because now Mike Norvell is starting to get the best talent out of high school. Imagine what things could be like then for Florida State. Again, he's winning this year with primarily 3 stars, and that says an awful lot about him and his coaching staff. Pat Surtain, man, taking over in that secondary has been huge, winning all of these recruits there in the back end.
It really does, dude. It really does. All right, so you got it set up later on into the night, and you'll be covering it all.
Well, and I was going to say this for tonight, but Someone let J.J. LaSelva know that the truth teller went 10-0 on his picks last week.
Wow.
And the separation is underway on our huge duel. By the way, our duel, JJ's such a fan favorite. I can't figure out why that is, but we have that coming up tonight. Tim Brando had to push it back to tonight because he's got college hoops, so he's going to join us, and I have more reaction from the Jaguars locker room, so we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a blast coming up 6 to 8.
All right, brother. Appreciate it, man. We'll be listening.
Have a great weekend. Thank you.
All right, you too. Definitely looking forward to it. The FSU defense not allowing 30 points in a game this season. And I want to know whether or not Louisville can do that.
Well, and to be fair with Belusa, they had a bunch of three-star guys. They've got about 12 NFL draft picks in that team.
They've got a lot of good players.
Don't listen to that three-star stuff, okay?
He knows that Norvell is turning the corner on the high school front like he has in that transfer portal. There's no question about that. All right, Coach Camp will be rolling in. Big Sur's almost done with his day, but we're going to pair it all up, and we're going to have some picks coming up, and we'll see what direction we're all going in as we hang out here at the Players Grill Mandarin with Phil and Megan and all the success that they've had. They want to share with you. Just drop on by, enjoy a great afternoon, lunch, cold beer, whatever it might be, where the neighborhood meets.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. It's high school football playoff play-by-play.
Bulls continues their championship chase in Miami against undefeated Norland. Tonight at 7:15 on 1010 AM.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 46th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Open 7 days a week in December.
Certainly facing challenging economic times. I can't speak for all of us. But for me, comforting to know my money is in good hands with ITP Partners. Ticket here for ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. I'll admit it, I don't understand a ton about the economy. Higher interest rates, 401ks. But I do know as I move closer to retirement, I continue to watch my money grow. Thanks to Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, and Reed Wingate. Get in the game, guys. ITP Partners. Always there to help. For more info, Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 904-312-9751.
The shoulder is one of the body's largest joints, prone to a variety of injuries and conditions that cause pain. Dr. George Bari here, and at Bari Orthopedics, we know an active lifestyle can lead to serious joint pain. We can help with an accurate diagnosis and treatment for a full spectrum of shoulder injuries, from arthritis, bursitis, tendonitis, or rotator cuff and labral tearing. Bari Orthopedics can help. If you or a loved one suffers from shoulder pain, don't hesitate to call or log on to bariorthopedics.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 1st, 1956, led by future Basketball Hall of Famers Bill Russell and Casey Jones, the U.S. wins its fourth consecutive Olympic gold medal.
Golfers, when's the last time you played Cimarron? New ownership, improved greens, fairways, and tee boxes, a new clubhouse, interior, exterior, including the Stone and Barrel Tap House, indoor-outdoor bar, live music. Practice, learn, and play program is only $59 a month. Unlimited range balls, weekly clinic from teaching professionals. Golf every day, $25 after 2 o'clock. Whether you scratch or just like getting out with your buddies, you have to try the new Cimarron Golf Club on 210.
Prosser here, and if you're having trouble selling your home before the end of the year, that's a problem. Well, I have a promise. New for 2023, and it comes from ChadandSandy.com. Your home sold, guaranteed, or they will buy it. Success stories still to come. Maybe you want maximum equity for your home, but not sure how. Well, here's how. Chad and Sandy are the only real estate expert we trust and recommend with the sale of your home. They guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. It's as simple as that. Vivian from Cambridge Estate says, I had already moved to Alabama and I needed to sell my Jacksonville home. Easier said than done. My home failed to sell with another realtor for 144 days. I finally got smart and fired my old realtor. I hired Chad and Sandy. What they say is true. My home sold in 4 days above asking price. Don't waste time and money. Hire Chad and Sandy first. How do you do that? Real easy. Call today, 904-414-6200, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com, chadandsandy.com.
To be our best selves, we need to take care of our whole self. That includes your spirit, mind, and your body. At the First Coast YMCA, our members find balance in spirit, mind, and body with unlimited group exercise classes, adult sports league, health coaching, and programs designed for chronic disease prevention. And when the Jaguars win, you win. We're waiving the joining fee the day after a Jaguars win, all season long. Use promo code DUVAL or visit the First Coast YMCA near you and find your why at fcymca.org.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Looking for the perfect stocking stuffer? How about the Blue Crab Crab House? Right now, buy a $50 gift card, you get $15 free. $50 gives you an additional $15. Also sign up. The private dining room is available for you. Call them 260-CRAB for all the details. Tuesday through Saturday, 4:30 to 9, Sunday noon to 9, only at the Blue Crab Crab House right off of San Jose, Jointon Creek Road.
The Army-Navy Game Watch Party is presented by the City of Jacksonville Military Affairs and Veterans Department. Watch on the world's largest screens with a kids zone and free admission or donation. Gates open at 2 for the Army-Navy Game Watch Party at Everbank Stadium.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars are hosting Monday Night Football for the first time since 2011. Trevor Lawrence joined media yesterday to chat about his feelings playing in primetime on Monday night.
I am, yeah. It's going to be, we're really excited. I mean, it's another game at the end of the day, just different day, different time of day. So, but no, it's going to be exciting. I'm sure the city's pumped and hopefully get a nice big crowd, get rowdy over here, so it'll be fun.
Visit Jaguars.com for more. I'm Taylor Dahl with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Otterson Wealth Advisors Risk-Reward Picks of the Week. Otterson Wealth Advisors. Your goals, our expertise.
All right, guys, it is time once again for the picks. Mia is just absolutely destroying the boys. I don't want to call it, but I don't want to jinx her.
Don't call it.
But she is 7 games above Coach right now. I'm right on Coach's tail. I'm a couple games back at him. Joe finally passed the 500 mark at 38-37. Leon 35-40. Matt 32-43. All right.
I wish I would pass the 500 mark on my real bets.
Hey JJ, you don't even have to ask me for mine. I'm taking exactly what Mia picks.
The exact same or the exact opposite?
You're not going to make
exact
up any
same.
ground that way,
I'm gonna
Coach.
ride in on her for a little while.
She's been so good that it's almost time to start fading her, honestly.
Yeah. True.
But
true.
she's
That's right.
been
You're
very
right.
impressive this year. So we will start with Mia, and we'll start with the NFL. Lions at Saints. Joe's Lions are on the road, but they are 4-point favorites. Mia.
Did you guys see that Derek Carr's brother, David Carr, now works number one, he now works for NFL.com. Number 2, he picked the Saints to be the second half team that goes to the Super Bowl. I'm not sure if that was just like being a brother or some sort of insight. I am not picking the Saints. I am picking the Lions to bounce back from the Thanksgiving debacle, but Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to defend your brother, that's one thing, but Super Bowl, Saints, I'm not so sure about that one.
Coach?
Okay, I'm going with the Detroit Lions. I think they're ready to bounce back and let it eat.
You know what? My Lions need to get their heads out of their proverbial rear ends, Leon.
What do you call the butt of a lion?
It's the south end of a northbound feline, okay? Yeah. And they need to get it out of there.
Yeah.
People
I'm a little worried about it.
People are hyping up Trayvon Walker more than Aiden Hutchinson. Nationally!
What people?
Nationally.
Yeah, I haven't heard
much
hype
what
about
people?
either one.
Right.
All right, what do you got, Leon?
I got Lions.
What do you got, Joe? You got the Lions?
Oh, okay. Am I ahead of Leon right now?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, I love it. I love it, Ben. I love that.
So you guys
I am,
are both
laying
taking the
points.
Lions? Okay.
I'm laying the points.
Yeah, Lions.
I mean, I got to take the Saints. There's no other way right now. I'm so far down, I got to take the Saints.
Yeah, you're right. I'm taking the Lions. All right, next up, Broncos at the Texans. I'm a little surprised by this line. The Broncos are hot right now, but the Texans at home are a 3-point favorite. Mia.
I just want to know how the Texans lucked into this many home games. I feel like they've been at home for like the last 6 straight weeks outside of that Cincinnati game. I will go with the Texans to bounce back.
Listen, I'm going with this one because I want it to happen. I'm taking the Broncos.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Hell
because
yeah, Coach.
I feel like the Broncos.
I hope you're right, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know
You become quite the fanboy, Dave.
Yeah. Well, in this case, he definitely is. But, look, I just think the Broncos haven't played enough good competition, and I think it's going to be a tough one for Russell on the road. I think I'm actually going to lay the points, sirs.
No, okay. This Broncos team is hot. 5-0. Rust is Russell again. I'm going to go with the Broncos.
You remember the media now. You can't be a fanboy, okay?
That's true.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, you can now.
Listen,
right,
Coach and I never be media.
Yeah.
Never.
I'm gonna take the Texans. I think the Texans are a pretty good team. I'm taking the Texans at home.
I'm taking the Broncos. I think the Broncos win this one outright. All right, this obviously the game of the weekend. Niners at Eagles. The Niners on the road in Philadelphia, though, are 3-point favorites. Mia.
No question for me, Niners outright. I think that San Francisco learned something in that 3-game losing streak. It woke them up. And also, I think that the law of averages suggests the Eagles have to come back down to earth at some point. They can't keep getting away with this. The Niners get them this week. But maybe they get the Niners in the NFC Championship game again. I'm not certain.
Coach?
I'm going with the Eagles. I tell you what, I think the Eagles at home are better than anybody. And I'm going with the Eagles.
I feel like catching points is important here because I keep trying to out them, and they won't. You can't extinguish them. You really can't. The fact that the Niners are a 3-point favorite on the road is telling you something. That's for sure. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take those points.
I'm going to take the Niners. I think the Niners are grooving right about the right time of the season, right after Thanksgiving on a 3-game run. I think they're going to go into Philadelphia and win.
You're 10-1 and you're getting 3 points at home? Eagles.
Okay. All right.
I'm the guy that keeps saying I don't believe in the Eagles, but I mean I don't know how you don't take the Eagles as a home dog.
I think there's something weird about that line. That's why I'm going with Niners. Like, for them to put it so high, I think the Niners are going to win pretty easily. All right, let's switch up. College football time, folks. Huge weekend, obviously. We'll start with tonight's game. So Oregon versus Washington. I believe this is in Las Vegas. Oregon is a 9-point favorite. Mia, who you got?
I can't believe that the line is what it is. Oregon's absolutely rolling now. I think they're a top 3 team in the country. I'm going to take the Ducks, but I'm rooting for Washington simply to make it a good game because I'd like to be entertained, but I think that the big Oregon machine rolls tonight.
I really 9 points. I mean, golly.
They have to know something.
With Michael Penix at quarterback, with Washington, I'm sticking with me. I'm going with the Ducks. I think they're the best team.
After all that, Coach, you still went with the Ducks?
Yeah.
I thought for sure you were going Washington.
I believe in Mia more than I do Oregon.
Well, I'm going to go Donald Duck.
Joe's been on the Duck train for a while.
Yeah,
He's an OG. He's an OG.
So this is the reason why I don't believe in the Pac-12 right here. You got 2 heavyweights that's going to be They got the line at Tyson Spinks. All right? So I'm going with the Ducks to win.
See, you don't want the Ducks to win
gonna be a
because if the Ducks
sweep.
win, more than likely Bo's going to have a big game. And if Bo has a big game,
I don't care
you
about
might be doing that cartwheel.
I don't care nothing about no Bo.
I can't wait for the cartwheel.
I think I've convinced all of you guys with what I said earlier. Ducks big, man. Big, big, big.
Yeah, I'm
JJ?
on that train as well. Washington's they've really limped to the finish line this season.
Yeah, they have.
If you had to just escape Wazoo and Michael Penix looked like he was throwing up on the sidelines, that's when you know.
Yeah, last 5 games they've won by 10 points or less.
Speaking
so
of
they definitely have struggled.
Limping to the finish line, Florida State. Florida State in Charlotte. The weather's supposed to be nasty. Plays Louisville. Florida State a 1.5-point favorite against Louisville. Who you got?
I got Florida State by 2.
Wow.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be pretty. They're gonna squeak it out, and then let the discourse begin. Of if you narrowly beaten Louisville, if you're down to your third-string quarterback,
Ooh,
are
it's
you
gonna
still
get nasty.
Are you still considered one of the 4 best teams? I can't wait for Mike Dempsey to hang a banner if they don't get included into the playoff. By the way, that's what I'm really rooting for.
All right.
We'll fly
All
it
right.
right next to Joe's UCF flag.
Exactly.
Damn right.
All right, listen. I love nastiness. So I'm going to take the underdog here. I'm going with Louisville coming in there to Charlotte and letting it eat.
I'm going with Louisville. I'm
Louisville?
going with the fighting Jeff Brahms. Come on, Jack Plummer.
Yeah. See, I told you I wanted to be there with Florida State Falls from that high mountaintop. It's not high enough, okay? The mountaintop's not high enough, all right? But I'm still going to enjoy seeing them tumble this Saturday.
Oh, damn, you just jinxed it. FSU's going to win now.
Yeah, I'm not confident.
It all comes down to what Mac picks. Whichever one he picks going to lose.
I'm not right. Thanks, Dave. I'm not confident Jack Plummer not throwing a couple pick sixes. Actually, honestly.
Whoa.
In bad weather, he has not played well in big games.
The best player on the field might be Sed Benson.
He's
when it's
like
all said and
second
done.
team All ACC this year. He's had a great
yeah,
season.
I don't care. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
What?
I
mean,
He's a
just
future
saying, he is
investigator.
second team ACC. He's had a really good season.
If we want to go down the statistics, Rod, we'll start talking.
He
about
is a future
your guy in Gainesville.
investigator
All right,
on Netflix, Jack Plummer.
I'm gonna go Florida State in that defense. I am. I'm gonna lay that 1.5. I think Florida State's gonna
I'm
win.
feeling really good now.
All right, last but certainly not least, this is the national championship game as far as I'm concerned. Whoever wins this will win the national title. Georgia versus Alabama. Georgia a 5.5-point favorite in Atlanta.
I got the Dogs by a touchdown, but it's going to be a last-second dramatic touchdown because I think Jalen Milroe is going to keep Alabama in this one. We will be so entertained before we have to watch a god-awful offense face the best defense in the nation in Iowa, Michigan at 8 p.m. And also, Denny Thompson will earn his long-awaited trip to New York City at Christmas time with the lovely Angie because Carson Beck will be the 4th finalist for the Heisman at the Heisman ceremony next Saturday.
By the way, Louisville FSU is at 8, so we'll actually be
There's
watching
also that, but that may not be a lot of offense either, like you said, with the ugly weather.
Coach?
All right, JJ, I'm really vacillating on this one, but I'm going to take the Dogs. I just think that they're the best team in the country, and I think they're not going to let this one get away.
I really
5.5 a lot, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I hope for a great game, of course, but I do believe pressure on Beck we haven't seen. I think we will see it, and I do think Jalen Milroe, the way he can stress a defense. Those are my 2 things that I've been looking at this entire week, so I got to take the points.
Well, I used to call, when Nick Saban had Alabama, I used to call them the Death Star, the evil empire. Georgia is now the Death Star, the evil empire, taken away from him. Nick doesn't like that. I like Nick. I like Alabama in this game. I like Alabama.
Listen.
I'm going to take Alabama with an upset.
Look,
Go
I hate
ahead,
to say this
Matt.
to you guys, but I'm feeling blowout in this game too. I really am. It's not going to be as bad as the Oregon blowout, but I think Georgia wins rather easily. I do. I think they're a complete team. They're playing really, really well right now.
They're definitely cresting up. There's no question.
I just think that Alabama offensive line is going to come back to haunt them. And what if it reverts back and turns into a pumpkin?
Yeah, it might. It's just that I just don't see a lot of defensive pressure from that Georgia front. Maybe I'm way off there. All right, JJ, what do you got?
I believe Kirby Smart is 1-4 against Nick Saban. The one win being after they lost two of their best wide receivers, NFL stars. I think Bama wins this game, and I think they go on to win the national championship. Roll damn Tide.
Wow.
It's like if you look at this.
That's a statement, JJ.
All right, so listen to this. Undefeated team versus one-loss teams, all right? And we're going back in time. Alabama was the number 3 team overall. Florida was the number 6 team overall. You go back to 1994, Spurrier's Florida Gators won. Number 4, Florida over number 2, Alabama, 2008. Florida won. Number 1, Alabama versus Georgia in 2018. Alabama won. LSU beat Georgia as the number 2 team in the country. Alabama beat Georgia as the number 3 team when Georgia was number 1. And we'll find out whether it goes down Alabama's way or Georgia's way tomorrow afternoon. All right. We got them all in there. We're going to get into the 2 o'clock hour. We're hanging out here at Players Grill Mandarin. Otterson Wealth Advisors bringing you our risk-reward picks as we will head into the 2 o'clock hour. We're going to have Coach for the hour. We're also going to talk to Jamie Rogers because he's one of the many schools that are still alive in the postseason with our First Coast area over there in Bradford County. So the Tornadoes are trying to play on because I think there's a total of five that are still alive on the First Coast. Now, Big Sirs.
Yeah.
What's your pick as far as what's your big upset? Did you say Alabama up outright?
Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. And by the way, before I leave, just want to let you know, 4-0 against number 1 teams in my career.
Oh, that is pretty good.
A little humble
nice.
brag
You know what?
before you leave.
That's nice to have in your wall to pull every once in a while.
4-0, baby.
Awesome. Here's my card.
Number 1 team. 4-0.
You notice that the ex-NFL guys, they're all over there telling exactly what they have and what they're doing.
That's beautiful. All right, Big. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Appreciate it.
And by the way,
All right.
Big, we did look at the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do the graveyard shift on Monday night. That's just the gentleman sitting all the way to my
I
left.
do.
Yeah. And now, by the way, I forgot this, Leon. I got to say it over the air because Pete Mitchell, the great maverick that he is, he did send me a picture of him celebrating in the end zone against your Miami Hurricanes. So I will make sure that you see this.
Well, that's a nice picture, but that was the one touchdown they got in the game.
That's all he cares about.
That's all he cares.
All right, Vic.
All right, bro.
All right, he is out at Leon Sarson Jr. You want to make sure you check him out. And then we will head to the 2 o'clock hour. Mostly Jags, mostly NFL, but then also Jamie Rogers from Bradford County will join us. XL Primetime from the Players Grill at Mandarin.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Favorite things about the First Coast? It's like a big, small town.
You're absolutely right.
1010XL, Jacksonville's big, small town sports radio.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Why can't I just speak to an actual human being? I need a new bank.
Well, actually, at One-to-One Financial, communication is not only number one, it's one-to-one. When you call, you get to talk to a real live Jacksonville human, fast and with someone who's truly concerned about your needs, your security, and finding solutions as a team.
Thank you.
Ready to break up with your bank? Find a real, long-term banking relationship at One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit one-to-onefcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Looking for the perfect holiday gift? Alhambra tickets are always the right size and color, and no one ever returns them. With shows like Wedding Singer, Oklahoma, Gypsy, and Escape to Margaritaville, the 2024 season will be a great one. Every performance includes an award-winning dinner and free parking. Get gift certificates online at alhambrajacks.com. Call 904-641-1212 or at the box office. The Alhambra Theater and Dining, the perfect holiday gift.
It's easy to get caught up in the holiday scramble, but as we near the end of the year, let's focus on what makes America great, our faith and freedom. Hello, it's Congressman Aaron Bean, and this year I've been busy delivering results for you, from helping with passports and the VA to recovering thousands of dollars in owed benefits from the IRS and Social Security. My team has worked hard to take care of constituents in Northeast Florida. Serving you is what we do. Visit bean.house.gov. This is Congressman Aaron Bean wishing you a blessed holiday season. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Want even more excitement on game day? Then test your skills at PrizePicks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. Simple. You can turn $10 into $250 just like that. With pro and college basketball season here, you can now pick combo projections from the Specials League. For example, Friday night. Tonight I had Bo Nix passing for more than 329.5 yards against Washington, and Magic guard Jalen Suggs scoring less than 14.5 against the Wizards. Now listen to this. PrizePicks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy, so your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Take your game day experience to the next level with PrizePicks, and right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/1010XL and use the promo code 1010XL, PrizePicks will match your first deposit up to $100. That's right, $100. PrizePicks. Daily fantasy sports made easy.
Having hot water in your home is important for washing dishes, yourself, etc. But if your water isn't consistently nice and hot, it may become more of an issue when your family's over for the holidays.
There's no hot water!
Fix water heater problems with a call to Duck Duck Rooter today. Duck Duck Rooter will come and resolve it so you can enjoy lots of hot water this holiday season. Call 904-862-6769. Visit duckduckrooter.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When's the last time you had your dryer vent cleaned? A clogged dryer vent is a fire hazard and wastes money on your electric bill. First Coast Home Pros dryer vent cleaning specialists are here to help. FirstCoastHomePros.com.
Denny Thompson here. This holiday season, tackle burglars and protect your turf. Give the gift of peace of mind. Catch everything around your home with Tyson Sound & Security's cutting-edge surveillance cameras. Whether you're traveling for the holidays or just cheering on your team, earn a big score on safety and convenience. Tyson has you covered for all home cameras and security systems. Call Tyson Sound & Security right now for the holiday season at 904-762-1000. That's 904-762-1000. Tyson Sound & Security. Security and automation experts.
Discover the difference that local expertise makes at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Visit their showroom at the Avenues and browse high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
It's a primetime showdown you don't want to miss when your Jaguars take on the Bengals. This highly anticipated Monday night matchup is also our My Cause, My Cleats game, when your favorite players get to champion causes close to their hearts by wearing custom-designed cleats. Plus, don't forget to wear your darkest gear to help us black out the stands and defend the bank. A limited number of seats do remain, so head to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
This is head coach Matthew Driscoll from the UNF men's basketball team. When our players suffer an orthopedic injury, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists gets our players back on the court pain-free.
We appreciate the endorsements from our high school and college coaches. This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update brought to you by Awaken 180. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. High school football playoffs continue. 5 local teams head to the Final Four tonight, looking to continue their journey through the state championships. Trinity Christian hits the road to face Clearwater Central Catholic, who are 12-0 on the season. St. Augustine looks to continue their undefeated season as they host Dunbar. Bradford also has not lost a game this year and will host Pensacola Catholic. Mandarin will face Monarch on the road, while Bulls Bulldogs head down to Miami to face the undefeated Norland team. That game will be on 10:10 a.m. at 7:15. In addition, this weekend we have conference championship games for college football. Undefeated Florida State will play Louisville tomorrow at 8 p.m. As for the SEC, Georgia and Alabama will face off at 4 p.m. 78 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temper brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a Big Hair Heavy Metal Friday on XL Primetime.
Big Hair Heavy Metal will end it in the 2 o'clock hour with our anthem. You know, we get fired up on Friday, so we want you to get fired up with the We're Not Gonna Take It on the way out, along with Big John Henderson. And I know there's going to be some loud and proud Duval cheers on Monday night, but we'll get you started with ours Friday afternoon before we are done. We've been hanging out at the Players Grill right here in Mandarin, and it's great to see a lot of the Mandarin Nooners. You know, I say Mandarin Nooners, but I'm looking at Boomer Sooner from the beach. He drove from the beach to come say hello. We've got some of our loyal listeners hanging out. We've got those that crossed the Buckman. So when you do that, let me tell you something. You cross the Buckman for somebody, that's a commitment, okay? And that means they love 1010XL and XL Primetime.
A little disappointed he didn't walk in with a little
appreciate
boomer.
that.
Scream. A little disappointed he didn't walk in screaming boomer.
They're not going to be playing tomorrow. That's probably why.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, but Anton played
Show
pretty
your colors,
good.
man.
So there's a reason for Oklahoma fans to be rejoicing in this town is they're not Coach Campo.
Absolutely.
Let's begin with that offensive line as we kind of look ahead now to the Bengals this weekend, but looking back still at that Texans win. I saw a couple stats this week, and I was excited to save them for when we got to see you on Friday. He's currently ranked number 1 among all rookie offensive linemen in terms of pass protection. I know there's been some critique as far as the run game goes. Will he get better in the run game? He's not finishing his blocks. But, yes, I think the Sooner fans in attendance, I think they can rejoice that the Jaguars hit on their first-round pick.
There's no question. I mean, the guy is really, in my mind, has improved in every ball game. It's not one of those things where, you see him have a big game and then a really poor game. Now, does he have room to grow? Absolutely. But he's so athletic.
Right.
And once he figures it out, the way defensive linemen, when they're going to try to make a move on him, when he has to be a little bit more under control. Set-wise, he's got to know who the guy is that he's facing. Those are things that he'll get better with experience. But I think he's definitely a first-round guy, and I think he'll be a good one for a long time.
Yeah, you've always preached it to me, and I try and preach it to other people as well, is that just because they came in good doesn't mean they can't get better, okay? It doesn't mean they can't get better because you got to draft and develop. What do? You're a coach.
Absolutely.
You make people better. I'll never forget the story you had about Rasheed Mathis, and
right.
You can tell it real quick.
Right. Well, I could tell that one quick. I came in, and obviously I had a few skins on the wall, having the 3 Super Bowl wins. And I watched a lot of tape on Rasheed. He was a safety that had moved to corner. Mm-hmm. And this was he had just gone through his first year as a corner. So when I came in, I said, man, this guy's got a tremendous amount of talent. So I brought him in because he's one of the guys I wanted to make sure that we were on the same page. Mm-hmm. So I brought him in and I sat him down. I put the film on. I said, Rasheed, look, here's some things that you need to improve on. You've got a chance to be really, really good, and here they are. So he watches the tape, and I pointed them out to him, and I said, no, I shut the tape off, and I had one of my Super Bowl rings on, and I put it right in front of him like this, and I said, Rasheed, if you buy into me, you will be in the Pro Bowl in 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, he bought in, and he went to the Pro Bowl the next year.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of that was his talent, but it was also – just the idea that you can make guys better if you want to coach them up, and that's what's important.
All right, you're the only NFL coach at this table, or in this entire joint for that matter. What do you do with a team who is going up, playing a team that has lost their starting quarterback, that is clearly a now shell of what they were? Because when you lose your starting quarterback, that's an issue. How do you get them to look at this game as it's the NFL, man? Anything can happen, especially on a Monday night with these guys still – have a chance to make the playoffs. There's still a lot to play for them.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think it's pretty easy with this team coming up because if you look at statistically, Browning in 3 games has the same quarterback rating as Trevor Lawrence. So these guys, you've heard me say it 100 times, that every one of these guys are good.
Right.
It's just in relative position to everybody else that's in there.
Levels of good, right.
But they are capable of any time coming in. Browning is capable of coming in and having a great ball game. And that's what it's about. It's just this ball game. This team that they're playing has championship DNA all over that team. You know, they've been to the final game, regularly here recently. So you look at the people that are playing, and the Boyds, the Higgins,
their defense shut down the Niners.
Yeah, and the defense is excellent. Hendrickson is a force.
Oh yeah, legit.
Reeder, the defensive tackle, is one of the better run defensive tackles in the league. So
Hubbard's a good player.
Hubbard's a good player. Got both edges.
Yeah.
So when I would be talking to this team, I would say, hey guys, we're good. They're good.
Yeah.
We better come ready to play, and every game is the same.
That intensity that you talked about, that they didn't have with the Texans the first time,
right?
That they didn't have with the Niners. They've got it immediate.
It's
First
got
drive.
to come right out of the blocks.
Yeah.
And I think Doug Peterson is perfect for it because Peterson is not up and down, up and down. He's the same. Here's what we need to do. Here's what we need to do. And after getting when you lose one to the Houston Texans in the first one and you get blown out in one, those are two great learning experiences. One of them because you probably weren't ready. You were reading your clippings. The other one against San Francisco, you weren't quite as good as you thought you were unless you play your best game. Hopefully those are enough learning experiences for the team to rally themselves. But when you look at the Bengals, I wouldn't take this team lightly at all.
As Devin Lloyd reminded me yesterday, he played against Jake Browning in a Pac-12 championship game, which Jake Browning and Washington won. So he's no stranger to big games. My concern for him would be that offensive line that we talked about it yesterday on the program. Like, they invested so much money in Orlando Brown Jr., all these various free agent signings, guys that they've drafted, and it's still not coming together. I want to pair that, Coach, with an interesting stat from ESPN this morning. Did y'all know Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker are the only duo in the NFL this season to each have at least 30 quarterback pressures for the same team?
Wow, see?
That's a nice number.
Nice to hear.
Now,
nice number.
We sat here before that first Texans meeting and said that's a makeshift offensive line. They're going to eat, and obviously we know what happened.
Yes.
I don't think they're viewing this Bengals offensive line as makeshift because all those premier free agents are still there.
Right.
But that offensive line is still a weakness. Why?
Well, first of all, that line is a better run-blocking team than they are a pass-blocking team. I can tell you that right now. And some of it is because they got some old guys in there, that are maybe not quite as athletic as they used to be. Mm-hmm. The key to this ball game, in my mind, is we're going to have to, on our side, we're going to have to stop the run. That's the first thing because I want to put the ball in Browning's hands. Browning has to prove that he can do it when he has to do it. He's the guy, right?
Yep.
If they get the running game going with those receivers that they've got, that just makes it a heck of a lot easier for that kid, right? So I think we can put pressure. But on the other side of the ball, we have to rush the football because they do have some guys that can rush the passer. So it's one up front. That's, to me, is how the game's going to be won on both sides.
And honestly, stopping the run, which is what this team has done as good as anything, because they give up a lot of passing yards, but it's because they've stopped the run and a lot of balls are in the air. They also make good stops at the goal line, too, at least enough of them to win their share of ball games. Coach, would you have imagined a 4-win team this time a year ago as an 8-win team this time around? I think we all projected the wins, but just the transformation.
Well, first of all, we all talked about they were going to win X amount of games and all that, but it's still, you got to win them on Sunday or Monday. You can't. We prognosticate, but they have to come ready to play. And to me, I felt this team was going to be better. I mean, remember they were 9-8 last year.
Right. Yes.
So I thought, this team is definitely, they've put in place a team that has a lot of confidence in the way they finished. What are they, 13 of the last 16 or something like that? I'm not sure what it is.
But they're at 8 wins as we touch December. They didn't get their 9th until the new year last year.
Absolutely. And this team has proven that they're one of the better teams in the NFL. If they play like they're capable of playing every week, I felt all along they could play with anybody, and I mean that. I think if they played San Francisco again under different circumstances, it would be a football game because I think this team can play with anybody, to be honest
Wow.
with you.
All right, so then let me ask you this. Okay, so I think it was like 65% of the nation saw that game, the Jags and the Niners. So now everybody's watching this game. This is your national television game. Does that come into play with these guys, with the players in the locker room, when they know that, look, everybody is watching you now? Now it's time to, like, basically put up or shut up.
Well, every NFL player, every NFL coach doesn't want to play on Monday night because got to hang around all day. Every NFL player loves to play on Monday night because there's only one left. The only one, one on the docket.
Yeah.
So
Standalone,
everybody in the
yes.
country is playing. So from an excitement standpoint, both of these teams are going to be excited. What has to happen with our team is that they got to temper the excitement a little bit and make sure they don't try to do more than they're capable of. And I think that's one of the things that Doug Peterson has a great feel for because that's him. You know, every game is the next game, you know, kind of even keeled one way or another.
So not, in the words of Lawrence Taylor, going out there like a wild pack of dogs. Is that what
No,
you're saying?
absolutely not. You have to understand that all we have to do is play our best game this week, and we're going to win.
And by the way, by virtue of playing on Monday night, since I know a couple people are asking about it on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, you do get an extra day of rest. I spoke with Travis Etienne yesterday in the locker room. You can check out that interview on our YouTube channel. And he said that for him, with what has been clarified as a rib injury, not a chest injury, it was so paramount that he is getting that extra day of rest, which will give him a better chance to play on Monday.
No question about it, and that's a plus. You could say the same thing about a bye, and we didn't do very well off the bye.
That's very true.
But I will say this, Travis Etienne is going to be a critical piece of this game tonight.
Monday night.
Monday night, because they give up 5 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we go 5 yards a carry, we're going to win the football game, in my opinion. So
X factor.
Yeah.
Love it.
Absolutely.
All right, tell them, Coach, is what they're saying on XL Primetime on the text line. So you definitely can join in. Hit the text line 641-1010. Check us out on YouTube, 1010XL, or right here in Mandarin Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets. You can drop on by. Now, there's a team, 1 of 5, that are still playing in the postseason. So we're going to say hello to Jamie Rogers. Bradford Tornadoes, just sneak in a little high school talk and set up what's coming up later on right here on the Superstation.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
It seems to me that what you folks need is a hero.
Yeah?
I happen to be a hero.
And who are you? 1010XL.
We need a professional hero, not an amateur.
Attention car buyers, are you in the market for a new vehicle? Are you noticing the markups on vehicles on dealers' lots? Well, come to Key Buick GMC, where we never have markups on our vehicles. As for Derek or Brian, in addition, Key Buick GMC is the only Buick GMC dealer with a lifetime powertrain warranty on all new Buicks and GMCs. Holidays are approaching, and we are your local service headquarters. That's Key Buick GMC. We are professional grade across the street from Tinseltown, Southside and Gate.
5-Star Pizza delivers a symphony of flavors for an extraordinary artisanal experience.
Dude, come on. It's a pizza.
Well, have you seen their Piezilla? It barely fits through the doorway. Call 5-Star Pizza now and cry out for a Piezilla!
The year is almost over. Do you need cash for the holidays or want to be credit card debt-free for the new year? Call Loan Pronto today. Their Express Equity line of credit can get you $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 in as little as 5 days. Listen, if you have a ton of equity in your house and Loan Pronto can help you turn that equity into cash, you can access up to 95% of your home's value. Use the money to pay off all your credit cards, pay off personal loans, or start that home improvement project. You can get the money you need now and still keep your primary mortgage intact. So your 3% rate, it's protected. And with Loan Pronto's Express Equity Line program, 90% of the time, there's no need for an appraisal. So you can get your money super fast. Get the holiday cash you need or pay off all those credit cards before the new year. Get yourself on solid financial footing before the year ends and call Loan Pronto now. 904-999-1508, 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal Housing Lender, NLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner with honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
I'm Hayes Carline. I'm always going to have opinions, but sometimes I've got to get the hammer out. Listen to Hammer Time, weekdays on The Frangie Show on 1010XL. Brought to you by Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters, the golden standard in roofing.
This holiday season, Famous Automotive and Tire is offering a buy 3, get 1 free sale on all new tire sizes and brands, plus all shocks and struts. Visit the shop for details. Then buy 3, get 1 free at Famous Automotive and Tire, servicing every customer like they're famous.
It's a popular gift idea, perfect for your home or work environment. Mystic Cornhole Company builds custom, high-quality boards right here in Jax. Visit their shop on Parental Home Road or check out some designs at mysticcornholecompany.com.
Mia here. When your money's on the line, do it with a trusted sportsbook that gives you tools to win, like MyBookie. At MyBookie, it doesn't matter if your team is up or down. You can easily cash out or bet the game live to come out on the winning side. Use MyBookie for daily odds boosts, same-game parlays, and take advantage of huge prize pool contests. Every sack, every fumble, and every touchdown is another chance to hit payday. We have another huge NFL and college football weekend ahead of us. NFL teams are starting to jockey for playoff seeds, and college teams are trying to lock themselves into the most prestigious bowl games. This is the best time of the year to bet on some fun games and get paid while you're doing it. To get started, go to mybookie.ag, and on your first deposit, use promo code 1010XL to grab a deposit match up to $1,000. Try the MyBookie money bag to grab a potential Super Bowl frontrunner at long shot odds. The NFL is still up for grabs, so if you think you know who is going to capture the Lombardi, take those longer odds now and get paid out big later. Remember, promo code 1010XL for a deposit match up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
Arthritis is the most common cause of joint pain in America and affects more than 50 million adults. Dr. George Bari here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. For reliable diagnosis and comprehensive treatment options, come see me and the specialists at Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. With more than 35 years of experience in orthopedics, our team delivers compassionate and dedicated care to relieve your pain. Set up a visit today by scheduling online or calling the office. Log on to bariorthopedics.com with locations across Jacksonville.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's the high school half hour on XL Primetime. Brought to you by Gatorade. Fuel up with Gatorade at your local Winn-Dixie. And I-9 Sports, the way youth sports should be.
We love our high school half hour. We normally have it on Wednesdays, but we had the J-Fun Radiothon, and we know how important that cause was, so we kind of broke it in half. We said hello to Justin Barney then, but we have to say hello to one of our playoff head coaches that are still alive and say a quick thanks to I-9 Sports. Don't forget, you can log on I-9 Sports with registration for winter and spring going on right now. Throw 1010 in the promo code and get that discount. But Dougie's got all sorts of sports all over the First Coast. They got you covered. And, of course, Gatorade, the proven fuel for high school athletes. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie.
Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
So the Bradford Tornadoes are playing on. Jamie Rogers joins us now, and it was we called it the Rogers Bowl this past week. But, look, you guys continue to play well, and now you get to host Pensacola Catholic. Congratulations, Coach. How are you?
Hey, man. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing good. Appreciate you having us on today.
Well, listen, I would think, the stakes are very high. We're going to ask you about the other team, but let's ask you about your team first. There are 5 schools that are still alive in the postseason, all playing for state titles. Give us a sense of where your team's at mentally coming out of that big win this past week.
I think the experience from last year, making it to this game against Cocoa and hosting the game against Cocoa here, falling a little bit short. The game was tied 21-all in the fourth quarter last year, and we made a couple mistakes. I think that experience is huge. Been very focused. It's been a great week of practice. They're actually getting ready for a pep rally right now. There was so many people in the community called and said, hey, you mind if we come up there during the pep rally because it's during school. Last period of the day, they've moved it outside the stadium, which is awesome.
Nice.
Love it.
So, Jamie, last 6 games this season, you've outscored people 232-10, 4 shutouts. As a coach, Jamie, how do you keep your guys from looking at what both these teams are careening toward the inevitable, the rematch with Cocoa? How do you focus on Pensacola right now, Pensacola Catholic?
Oh yeah, well that's easy. They're really good. It's the biggest it's the biggest team that I've seen in quite some time, as far as across the board, offensive line, defensive line. They're 5 offensive linemen and they're 2 tight ends. They play probably average 6'2", 285, somewhere across there. There's multiple 300-pounders in those 7. And then what they've done lately is they've changed their offense to more of a downhill wildcat type look, where they just snap it to their best athletes, and they have 3 upbacks up there that are all either defensive ends or linebackers. They're all big kids. I mean, it's going to be a test. They've scored tons of points in this package throughout, but it used to be just a third down or a short yardage package, and they go to it inside the 10 or on 4th and 2 or whatever. But now it's there every down. They were in it 55 times last week against Florida High. So. There's no overlooking from our guys. We talked to them about how physical it is, but we got a physical bunch too. So it's just going to be probably it's going to be the most physical game in the state tonight.
I got to tell you, Jamie, we're sitting here with Super Bowl winning coach Dave Campo, who is going to ask you a question here in a second. And as Matt rattled off those stats for your last 4 games and allowing just 10 points in those last 4 games, and Coach, that included a 43-0 shutout victory over rival Baker County last week. Coach is just looking, and his eyes are growing wider and wider and wider. You mentioned how this will be the most physical game in the state tonight. Give some love to your defense, because I know maybe we talk so much about some of the offensive showing because that's just the nature of football in 2023. Yeah. That's what sells tickets. But your defense is the backbone of this team, is it not?
1,000%. Over the last 2 years, it's been I'm usually scared to talk about it a whole lot because I've never seen anything like it. But I've had good defenses in the past, and by trade, I'm a defensive guy. I came up under Coach John as a defense coordinator, so that's kind of what I love. But I mean, had not the young guys played a ton over the last couple of years. Out of the 27 games that we've played, there probably could have been 22 shutouts, probably something like that. If the youngsters hadn't played in the 4th quarter, which is fine, they practice, they need to play too. But the kids on that side of the ball are unreal. Their preparation, the way they watch film, the way they want to be involved in the scheme, the way they ask questions. They'll call me on the weekends, Coach, you see this formation, something we hadn't talked about yet or we hadn't seen previously this year. How are we going to line up? And when you got that, you got something special, because that's not the norm these days. That's probably not even the norm in college and NFL, I wouldn't think, to have somebody. These kids think about it 24/7. They don't like giving up first downs, much less touchdowns, and that's a special 11 to be around.
Coach, this is Dave Campo. These guys are really the guys that are the question answer asking guys. I'm gonna make a comment.
Okay.
You should be. I'm sure you're extremely proud of what you've accomplished with this team to this point. I was fortunate enough to be around in a state high school championship, a national championship, and 3 Super Bowl championships. And the one I enjoyed the most was the high school championship because of the kids that you have. Tell us just a little bit about your kids. How excited are they for this ball game?
I can't tell you the interaction that we've had today. Every kid I see, it's a Coach, you ready? And I give it back to them or what have you. And then all of a sudden they start talking about, Coach, it's going to be a physical one tonight. We gotta make sure we line up properly. Are we going to watch some film before we go out and pregame? Are we going to watch film before or after we eat pregame meal? All those kind of things. And as a coach, as you know, there's nothing better than when a team's fully bought in, and those guys are so bought in on that side of the ball. They love to be physical. They love to run around. They love to hit people. They love the violence of it on defense, and that's what it is. We kid ourselves a lot of times, but football's a violent game, and these guys are all about it.
Well, listen, Jamie, best of luck. Tell everybody what they need to know. The ones that are already in the know are already on your campus, but anybody else that you want to know as far as what's going to go on.
Oh, it's 7:30 tonight. If anybody that has not, that's in the area, that's within hour, an hour and a half, even a couple hour drive, if they really knew what the atmosphere here is like. It's second to none. The community goes all out. It'll be from 10-yard line to 10-yard line will be packed. In our bleachers, it'll be 2 and 3 standing room deep, only around the fence, the entire field. The fireworks, the pregame video, everything that our community makes or does to show our kids the love. It's really been something that it's been something that's been special to be a part of.
Well, listen, enjoy it, soak it up. As you said, the kids are as well, and all of Bradford's fired up for it. Best of luck, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Josie, for having me.
Yeah, man. So it's Pensacola Catholic at Bradford, and as we said, they get the rematch with Cocoa if it goes down. Now, real quick, before we get back to the Jags, Fort Myers Dunbar is at St. Augustine High. That is a 7:30 kick, and the Foots, as I like to call it, the Brumley, that's the stadium there. It will be absolutely packed. Mandarin on the road taking on Monarch, a 7:30 kick. Bowles is at Miami Norland. That's what you're going to hear. Like with all the coverage that's going on, Fat Tony made his way down there.
Right.
Hacker after the end of the night with Rick Ballou. Hacker from 8 to 10 will have all sorts of updates as far as these games are concerned. And so you got Bowles at Miami Norland and then Trinity Christian at Clearwater Central Catholic.
No Friday Night Lights, though.
Yep.
Just
That's
for
the way.
listeners.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that way he'll be all over it.
Right. Exactly. And he'll be on 8 to 10. And, of course, you can follow the 1010XL social channels. We'll have a whole lot more there. Again, 5 teams in our area still alive for state championships, 2 of them at home. I know a lot of the Florida Times Union boys, they were huddling up yesterday at the Jags because it was, all right, who's got to make the trip to Stark? And I turned around and I said, make the trip to Stark. Do you realize what you're about to be witness to?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
You just heard Jamie, most physical game in the state tonight.
Yeah. Hit the Sunnies while you're down there, too. All right, let's
Nothing
head back into our Jaguars conversation with head coach Dave Campo as we're hanging out at the Mandarin Players Grill right here on San Jose where the neighborhood meets.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. Home of the Jaguars. Follow every play, interview, and press conference.
We're really working, trying to get better.
1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mia here, and let me tell you about one of our area's best resorts, the Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa. The Sawgrass Marriott is not only a great destination for a vacation, but it is also a great destination for dining on the Florida's First Coast. 1912 Ocean Bar and Rooftop is now open on Ponte Vedra Boulevard, featuring Ponte Vedra's only oceanfront rooftop bar and lounge. Serving finely crafted cocktails and delectable eats, it's open daily from 4 to 10 with complimentary valet parking.
Salvatore's Pizza coming to Jacksonville. Salvatores.com.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is now offering online scheduling for new patient appointments for all of their physicians. Simply schedule your appointment on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. JOI is the first orthopedic practice in North Florida to offer this feature to patients. To schedule your appointment online, visit joi.net and click on the button at the top of the page. If you'll be using insurance, be sure and have your information handy. JOI, where the pros go.
Sunday's chore? Loading the Bud Light in the fridge. It's time for football. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Dr. Kevin Murphy, spotlighting the Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Isabella Lachinova, senior swimmer, soccer, volleyball, and softball player at Terry Parker High. Isabella is a member of the English and National Honor Societies.
Playing ball and being part of a team. It's a great way to grow up, and I-9 Sports wants to make sure kids all over the First Coast can enjoy growing up on a field or in a gym. And right now, winter and spring registration is open, so make sure you find out what I-9 Sports offers in your area with new locations like West Connect Athletic Association and Fort Family Field in Bay Meadows. I-9 Sports for boys and girls ages 3 to 17. Log on to i9sports.com and enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount on registration.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision and equal opportunity employer.
Rhino Shield.
Stop paying for paint that doesn't protect. Permanently protect your home while saving tens of thousands of dollars compared to repainting. Say goodbye to water damage, mold, and algae, and enjoy decades of defense against chipping, cracking, and peeling. Beautifully durable colors on any surface, all backed by our 25-year warranty. Shield now and pay later with 0% financing. Request your free quote today at rhinoshieldjax.com.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Do you have unused funds in your HSA or FSA accounts? Why not put those pre-tax dollars to its best use, your health? Awaken 180 is an approved expense for HSA and FSA plans thanks to their recognized health and medical benefits that Awaken 180 delivers. And remember, those unused dollars might vanish at year's end. So let's make those extra pounds disappear instead. You might be thinking, wait until after the holidays to start Awaken 180. But here's a thought. The program is designed for real life, holidays included. With Awaken 180, you can enjoy celebrations, cocktails, and even those holiday feasts, all while losing weight. Don't wait for the new year to make a change. Use your HSA or FSA funds now for something truly impactful, your health. Start now and step into the new year with more life in your life. Call the solution for weight loss, Awaken 180 Weight Loss, at 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Experience the Kanaya Water System's difference, bringing purity and affordability right to your tap. Say goodbye to hard water woes and hello to clean, soft water for your family. Search KENAI Water Jacksonville.
I'm with Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. And Greg, we are in the fall. That means not only do you need to get out on the road, but you can do it with a Honda. What have you got?
We have got the full line. We've got Honda Goldwings, Honda Groms, Honda BT750s. You name it, we got it.
Now that means you can get out and take a long road trip, or you can just head to the beach if you want.
You can tool around the beach. You can go to Daytona Beach, whichever you please.
All right, check out the inventory on the showroom floor right now. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency, or online, cyclesofjacksonville.com.
Hey, Jags fans, are you tired of roof leaks raining on your parade? Don't worry, Universal Roof and Contracting has got you covered. Their expert team of roofers will get your roof back in the game so you can focus on cheering on the Jags. Locally owned and operated, they've serviced Florida homeowners for over 30 years. Visit universalroof.com to schedule your free estimate today. Universal Roof and Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 1330747, CBC 1258484.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars are hosting Monday Night Football for the first time since 2011. Coach Doug Peterson joined media yesterday and shared how he approaches Monday Night Football games.
I look at it differently. I look at it Monday. A Monday game gives you extra rest days. Try to get a few guys healthy, for the game. It's the back end. It's the next week that poses the problem. But, I don't think it affects the guys either way. I don't think they think about it any differently than they would a Sunday game or a Saturday game.
Visit Jaguars.com for more. I'm Taylor Dahl with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Girls, rock your boys. We'll get wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild.
It's a big hair, heavy metal Friday on XL Primetime.
Attaboy, JJ. Tatted up DJ. I love it.
Although he's got his camera off on the
He
live
does have the
stream.
camera
He's
right
had it
now.
off all day.
Right now, he should have the big hair, heavy metal wig on, just banging to the air guitar.
How do you know he's not?
I know.
Because look, it's a giant black. Oh, that's true. He may be behind the camera.
Yeah, come on, bro. We're on the big screen, JJ, here at the Players Grill, so you need to tighten up a little bit. Tighten up. Tighten up. All right. Let's spend the last bit of time that we have on the NFL as a whole. Coach, did you watch that game last night?
I did, absolutely.
Okay, so look, I loved it. If you pinball me up and down the field, if you big play me, if you DK Metcalf me for 3 scores, I mean, I loved it. There wasn't a whole hell of a lot of defense. There wasn't a whole lot of Dave Campo, defense that you would like to see out there. But still, how good is Dallas in your mind? Because that was a big argument we had earlier in the show.
Well, I think Dallas is good. I think they have player-wise, they're good enough to go all the way. Will they is the answer. And I think that they've been in that position a few other times here recently, but it's been 30 years since the last one. So, I think they're one of the probably 7 teams maybe that have a shot to go all the way. And it just depends on how they play from game to game. I think it was kind of a really good show for Dak. I thought Dak handled himself really well in the game, which he has had a problem with in some games where it was a struggle. And I think it was kind of a humbling game for some guys that were great pass rushing and were great covering with the Cowboys, and they didn't perform last night. So in a lot of ways, it's a little bit of a wake-up call for the Cowboys, even though they won the football game.
I'll tell you what, those last 2 series they played well on defense.
They did.
They got after them that last.
It also helps that Micah Parsons came off unblocked on the final play.
Well, I can't believe what they did. They had the back coming across to block him. He couldn't get there. The guy got ran untouched.
Right. I mean, the 4th down play in the previous series was a really good play. So we were talking about this earlier in the show, and I spoke with you about it at the break. We're talking about Dak getting paid, the highest paid player in the league in 4 months. And your response was, you almost have to do it, right?
Right. The quarterback position is so important. I mean, you can take a stand, but if the guy sits out, you're probably not going to do very well. So when you got a guy that you think can take you all the way, which they do, I can guarantee you, I know the organization. They feel that Dak Prescott is good enough to take them all the way. Well,
do you think he's good enough? Let me ask you that.
Well, I don't know that he hasn't shown it in the games that are really important when they get into the playoffs. But as far as he's going to keep them in the loop every year.
Right.
And if you're in the loop every year, you got a chance. It comes down to, are you there? Once you get in the playoffs, it's all about what happens that day. And so it's a slotting system. If this guy, Deshaun Watson, irritated every owner in football because he did what he did with Deshaun.
Yeah, you might even say Cleveland irritated every other owner.
I'm saying that's what I meant.
Because they guaranteed him all that money.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
In other words, not him.
Yeah.
The organization for what they did financially.
Yeah.
That kicked that thing up way up there.
Yeah.
And so once one guy's there, if you've got a guy that you think has got a chance, you got to go up there. You can't do anything else.
Deshaun Watson's hurt right now, but before he got hurt, who was playing better ball, Dak or Deshaun? I think we know the answer. It's a pretty easy answer.
Yeah.
And so you've got to pay the guy that you've got, otherwise you don't have the guy.
Absolutely.
So as of this writing, Coach, Dak Prescott has the second best odds to win the regular season MVP award, behind only Jalen Hurts, and trailing closely behind at plus 410 is Patrick Mahomes, at plus 510 Lamar Jackson, at plus 840 Tua Tagovailoa. My question for you is, why are the first 9 names, actually 7 names I should say, 7 names I see on this betting odds according to my bookie, why are they all quarterbacks?
Well, I mean,
because for me, and that was the argument I tried to make in the first segment, I don't think Tua is as good as he is if he doesn't have Tyreek Hill. I'm not sure Dak is able to create as many opportunities as he has been able to if he doesn't have CeeDee Lamb. And I think the reason the Cleveland Browns find themselves, at least in this writing, in the playoff picture, is because of Myles Garrett.
It's not how good the guy is there. It's if you don't have one. That's the issue. In other words,
then where are you?
Everybody looks at that position, and I'm a perfect one to ask because I didn't have
a
quarterback. We had a defense that could play with anybody in the league the whole time I was there. But we didn't have a guy that could do it. Troy Aikman wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for Larry Allen blocking for him, if it wasn't for Michael Irvin and Harper catching the ball and Novacek and Emmitt Smith running the ball. That's always going to be the case. But if you don't have one of those guys, there's somebody there that might be close that can do it. At the quarterback position, if you don't have that guy, there's nobody close that can do it.
Yeah, like
So,
the Cheetah has made both guys he's played with better,
absolutely.
no question, but they still got to get it done.
if it comes down to it again in Miami, if it comes down to whether or not they have to let Cheetah go or Tagovailoa,
Tagovailoa.
Cheetah's going.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it'll be.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, Tua wins that argument. The quarterback wins that argument. Let's hit at that back at JJville real fast.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So as much as Mike Norvell won't reveal things to War Chant or our very own Rick Ballou, a spokesperson for FSU has met with ESPN ahead of tomorrow's ACC championship game and said that the team continues to go through the process, assuming that's the concussion protocol, with Tate Rodemaker. Quote, "We will see what that means for Saturday." And so officially, he has not been a full participant any day this week and is a game day decision tomorrow night.
It's not even a game day; it's a game time decision. When you'll see both of them in warm-ups, and you know it, Matt. You will see them.
You know what? I don't care who plays quarterback. The Noles are going to ugly it up. They're going to win that game.
Yeah,
they're going to play great D, ugly it up, and win it.
Look, it would be great if that happened. I believe two undefeated teams are going down tonight and tomorrow, because I believe Washington loses, and I believe Louisville beats FSU. But that's only because FSU is not at full strength. That's the only reason.
If FSU wins that game without Rodemaker, with the third quarterback, or whoever the other guy is that would have to play, that scares me to death about the Cincinnati Bengals. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
Because it will be because they have championship DNA throughout the football team.
And they got a good D.
Yeah.
And by the way, Coach, Florida State has all the other things that we talk about that you need.
Right.
Star receivers, really good running back, very good front, playmakers on the defensive side, front and back, all that stuff. Special teams, they've got that too.
Yeah, Matt said it earlier. They've got probably, 10 draft
They got at least 10 to 12. 10 to 12 at least.
And look, I like the story that Jeff Brom represents at Louisville, but what happened to them last week has got to concern the heck out of you if you're a Cardinals fan.
That was the only reason I debated picking Louisville tomorrow, is because they clearly have a sour taste in their mouth after losing to their rival. That's the only reason I was like, do I really want to pick Florida State right now?
Guys, if you want to see what's going to happen this weekend, Monday, watch that game, because you'll get an idea what it's like to have a bunch of firepower without the number one guy at quarterback, because this is going to be a heck of a game on Monday night with the Bengals and Jacksonville. Jacksonville's got to come ready to play, which I believe they will.
And I do like that stat earlier with the number of pressures that both Trayvon and Josh Allen add up to. I like that.
I also like this stat. Coach, don't worry, we won't have to muck it up on Monday night. 12% chance of rain, mostly sunny, 74 degrees.
Perfect. That's my kind of day.
Yeah, but he was talking about a different muck it up.
right.
Yeah, with maybe a different letter.
Yeah, exactly. But just to kind of put it in perspective, we mentioned Monday night, and we will all be jacked up. We will all be jacked up for Monday night. Not since 2011 has this team played a Monday night game. And the last time they played it, by the way, I want to say, I'm almost 100%, it was Phillip Rivers' birthday. And I know he torched him, but I'm pretty sure he did it on his birthday. Anyway, it was pointed out on the text line. Last time Jags had Monday night, Trevor was 12 years old.
Oh, boy.
That is something.
Well,
that tells you the journey that this franchise has been on to get back.
If the Brigade is any indication that I went to last year for the playoff and the Titans game, the fans will be ready.
Oh, they'll be ready.
Let's make sure that the team is ready.
Yeah, they'll be ready. I talked to my man D-Steph at Southampton. He is right there at that gate when Tailgaters opens. He's ready to pull in. He's got a playlist coming down the Hart Bridge and everything. So they're all going to be fired up. All right, we will say hello to the Frangie Show. They are also out on location, ready to just soak up the vibe heading into what should be a great football weekend.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
1010XL says thank you for supporting the Tom Coughlin J Fund and helping families battle childhood cancer. The Radiothon raised over $268,000 and generous challenge matches by U.S. Assure, Florida Backyard, Pet Paradise, e-file.com, Dandy Foods, Bari Orthopedics, Small Cakes Cupcakery, Dreamfinders Homes, the Nimnick family of dealerships, and Window World of Northeast Florida played a big part in helping so many families.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you heard? Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet are attempting to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. How? I've instructed my team to take all reasonable offers. We won't lose your business over price. We have thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs on the ground and priced to sell. We guarantee the most money for your trade and the easiest car buying experience ever. I promise we ain't leaving nothing on the table. At Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, we're here to wow you.
Men, suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? Frustrated taking pills that don't work? Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough treatments with men lasting longer than ever without pain or surgery.
Call now. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results right in the office. Call Prime Men's Medical Center now. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Hey, this is Jason with Bueller Air Conditioning. Why do we love to go to that awesome grocery store where shopping is a pleasure? Why do we choose that amazing chicken sandwich where the service is fast and friendly and it's always their pleasure? You see, those brands are a promise. Here at Bueller Air, our team is committed to serving the customer and delivering that same kind of brand promise. Our mission is to be the most trusted brand with friendly and professional service every single time. Give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When you hear that phone ring on 1010XL,
Hello?
We're bringing you another great guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Where's the phone? Over there.
Listen for great phone interviews all day on the All-Pro Roofing phone line on 1010XL.
Atlantic Self Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Mystic Cornhole Company builds the best high-quality custom boards right here in Jax. Perfect for weddings, tailgating, your business, a day at the beach, and a great gift idea for you-know-who. See their designs at MysticCornholeCompany.com.
Hey sports fans, it's Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. Look, are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? Joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love, it affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. It's time to call QC Kinetics. They've got 2 great locations here, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. And look, you can get in. They have appointments available right now. This week, call them at 904-274-5522. You got to give them a chance. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can treat everything with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn more about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments. Again, 904-274-5522. That's QC Kinetics.
When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night and Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
Look, Christmas is almost here. It's time to get that home repair project you've been putting off done before the family comes over. Let First Coast Home Pros Handyman Services tackle the honey-do list for you. FirstCoastHomePros.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping 1010XL talking with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
So we got the embedded and shredded set up at one of his familiar haunts, Island Wings, right there on Southside Boulevard, ready to rock and roll. Hayes Carline joins us now. What is up, buddy?
What is going on? Are you guys getting fired up for the weekend?
Dude,
Totally.
This is, if we talk about like the whole, like from Friday night through Saturday into Sunday and then Monday, yeah, this is going to be pretty good football, man.
It's going to be a great 72 hours. And, yeah, we're looking forward to breaking it all down on the Frangie Show. We will certainly get into all things conference title game related. We're really looking forward to that. Jeff Dandler is going to join us for our Wolseley-Morcom college football report. We certainly will look forward to that. We'll talk tons of Jaguars as we get ready for that Monday night tilt against Cincinnati. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're here at Island Wings on the south side, so come say hello to us. Have some great wings. Some coconut shrimp, some salmon.
There it is.
There it is.
I got to ask Carline, because I was debating this with Bo Valentine. I'm curious, and a couple of others too. I mentioned this to Graham Marsh as well. Sunday, no Jags. Are you locked in on all the other NFL games, or how do you spend this weird Sunday that we haven't had since 2011, sans the Jaguars, because they're playing the next day?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think watching and seeing kind of what goes on around. I'm curious in Houston, Denver, because I think if Denver beats Houston, then you really start to feel good about things. Not that you should already feel good about it, but now you're really starting to think of, is this going to be just a runaway? Particularly if the Titans can also beat the Colts. Again, not that the Colts are that big of a threat, but look, you'd love to see that X next to the Jaguars before any other team in the league. And there's a chance they're going to clinch this thing early. Hey, again, let Denver beat Houston. If the Jaguars are able to beat Cincinnati, which obviously I think they will, this thing could start getting out of hand pretty quick, which would be a great thing. So, it's going to be a lot of fun watching on Sunday. No drama, just enjoying the games. And I think we're going to need it because I think Saturday, with everything going on in the college football world, I think that is going to be an intense day of watching football. So Sunday will be good to be able to take a breath before we get fired up again on Monday night.
All right, young brother, we will be listening this afternoon. The Frangie Show, ready to rock and roll. Island Wings over there on Southside Boulevard. Thank you, dude.
Thank you.
All right, Hayes, Frank. I think Lauren is off today.
Yes, she has a wedding today.
Yeah, and then RJ coming up. All right, so let's do our takeaway.
Now, today's takeaways, brought to you by Key Buick GMC, where our family dealership has been helping families buy vehicles for over 50 years.
Oh, you're going to put Coach on the spot first.
Coach on the spot.
I was prepared to go first, but let Coach go.
Stop the run. Run. Don't turn the ball over. And we're going to be a very happy group on Monday night.
All right. I like that, Coach. I think you also will like the pour till they score that they do here at Players Grill that I did not know about until today. Although I think this Monday night, that free Miller Lite, that's probably only going to be for about 4 minutes until the Jaguars march down the field and score. After, of course, a 3-and-out by the Jaguars defense.
My takeaway is I think y'all might be surprised, but no matter what happens anywhere else, if the Knowles win, they're in. They're in.
All right, so I'll use that, transfer my takeaway. I was going to go with something else, but I got two Knowles fans that are sitting over there with cold beers in their hands, and they're like, you know what? We're okay with it. We're at peace with it. It was a great run. If it doesn't happen.
Set the bar low so you feel better if it happens.
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm like, bros, I said, you guys had a great quarterback, and I hated to see him go down. I really did. I think it ends, but
These are administrators you're dealing with, okay? All these people, most of them.
Yeah.
They're not going to let an unbeaten team knock it in.
We'll see. I think 2 unbeatens go down this weekend, which takes care of a lot of problems. All right, that is it. We are done. JJ has begun the anthem, Big Air Heavy Metal. We say thanks to Phil and Megan, everybody here at Players Grill Mandarin. Don't forget, you got all the Players Grills that you can enjoy throughout your football weekend here at Miramar and Oakley. But we are done. Joe C., me O'Brien, Matty Hayes, Coach Campo, Big Sirs, and we say thanks to John Party for making it happen here. And then back to JJville we go.
Come on, Joe. That ain't good enough. You gotta suck the blood out my mouth. Let's go, baby. Whoa!
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Mia here, and when your money's on the line, do it with a trusted sportsbook that gives you tools to win, like MyBookie. At MyBookie, it doesn't matter if your team is up or down.